Please tell me your name.
Regina Burt.
21MM2399 and 21MM2400. You have two warrants out of Osceola County. Each is for failing to appear on a charge of petty theft. The bond authorized is $2,000 on each of those warrants. We'll notify them you're here so they can transport you, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in the meantime. Good luck. No action on the auto bond. Please tell me your name.
The link.
You have a warrant out of Seminole County in 21 CF 2344 for possession of cocaine. The bond authorized is $3,000. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Kimberly Edwards.
21 CT 3782. You have a warrant out of Lake County for failing to appear on a charge of no motor vehicle registration. The
Correct.
bond authorized is $4,000. We'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you,
Okay.
and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Okay.
Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Jelvis Javier Aziz Lazardi Baez.
You have a warrant out of Seminole County in 21 CF 384 for failing to appear on charges of burglary of a conveyance and attempted burglary of a conveyance. There's currently no bond authorized. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in the meantime.
May I speak, please?
You can say anything you want. Everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later.
Okay, so
I would,
Hold on. Let me tell you one more thing. Even if you think you have a defense to the charge of failing to appear,
and whatever I say can and will be used against me.
yeah, let me finish what I'm saying, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Even if you think you have a defense to the charge of failure to appear, I cannot change it today.
Okay.
So if what you're going to say is you were in a hospital or in jail or something, and that's your defense, I want you to know I can't change it, and you are making statements on the record. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I seen my public defender in Seminole County 2 weeks prior to my court date, and I signed a waiver of appearance, and he told me I do not have to go to court. He got sick. He didn't file my waiver to appearance. So yesterday, as I was getting taken into the custody, him and my bondsman handled the whole situation. My bond is reinstated. My warrant is gone. So it's like I'm good. Like, as soon as I get to Seminole County, like, I'm gonna get released. But my question is, how long do you think I'm gonna go until they come get me?
I don't know the answer to that. Coronavirus changed everything, but most counties are transporting, so it should be within a couple of days.
All right.
But currently, the warrant is still active.
It is?
Yes, so if I were you, I would call my public defender right away.
Yeah, my bondsman said the warrant is gone and my bonds are reinstated.
That's not correct.
Okay.
So call them right away.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. No action. No. I don't have dates on the warrant, so. Please tell me your name.
William Clark.
2018 CF 12224. Sir, you're here for violating your probation. The allegation is you changed your residence without first procuring the consent of your probation officer. There's no bond authorized on this, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Okay, thank you. Where do I get the email address for the public defender?
Do you not give them a piece of paper, Ms. George?
we don't,
That has a phone number.
yeah, I don't know about an email address.
Okay.
I just have a phone number.
Just call the phone number.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Please tell me your name.
Curtis Lester.
20 CF 2822, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by committing the crime of driving while license suspended on or about September 3rd, 2021. There's currently no bond authorized on that warrant, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you, sir. Good luck. Please tell me your name. In 20 CF 546, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by committing the new crimes of driving while license suspended and failure to register a motor vehicle on or about May 4th, 2021. There's no bond authorized on that warrant, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Aaron McKenzie, ma'am. 2018 CF 4044. You're here for a violation of probation. There's currently no bond on that, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, no action on this auto bond.
Darren McKenzie, no action. Please tell me your name.
Alice Morales.
In 20 CF 10904 and 19 CF 9881, you're here charged with violation of probation and violating a condition of pretrial release. The allegations are that you committed the new law offenses of possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon and grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is currently no bond, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in both of those cases.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there a bond on the violation of conditional release? The
Hold on.
20 CF 10904?
Let me pull it up. Oh, there were two amended affidavits. Hold on. And in this amended affidavit, there are also additional violations charged, that you failed to attend and complete the aggressive driving class, that you failed to complete 100 hours of public service, community service, failed to report as directed, changed your residence without permission. I'm sorry, I missed this amended affidavit. Okay, not that case. Give me another moment, I gotta open the other one. Sorry, the computer is moving very slowly today. There is a bond on 2020 CF 10904, the violation of a condition of pretrial release. The bond is $1,000. All right, good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please tell me your name.
David Sly.
2016 CF 14422. You're here charged with a violation of probation. A warrant was issued for your arrest, alleging that you committed a new crime of felony domestic violence and possession of paraphernalia. There's no bond authorized, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Whitfield, Whitfield.
Thank you, sir. Is it John?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in 20 CF 1214, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by committing the new crimes of loitering and prowling and grand theft. There's no bond authorized, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir. What section are they in? Oh, it's an arraignment? Okay. Do you have the inmate? Yes, ma'am. Yes, they have him. I can't hear you at all. Oh. Miss May,
Yes, Judge?
did they talk to you about moving up something from second session?
No, Your Honor.
Are you ready for, what's his name? Or her name?
Or a case number?
Anthony Asanya, 21MM 6457.
6547. Is that a misdemeanor playable, Your Honor?
It's a misdemeanor arraignment.
Okay.
He's charged with trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, is this your client?
No, Judge.
Oh,
I have Gregory Malicki.
I wondered why you would have, so why are we doing this now?
Just because he's in chains and he's administrative confinement.
Okay.
Mental health.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Anthony Asanya.
All right, you're here charged with trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. Ms. George, your office represents him?
This is an arraignment, correct?
It is.
There was an offer conveyed of an adjudication, credit time served, no return to the wall located at 8574 South OBT.
I need a second, Your Honor.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting him.
Yeah, no one was. We need to take a brief recess. You have an opportunity to speak with your client.
Please, thank you.
All right, we're going to take a brief recess.
I'm not sure who his client is, but that will be, Your Honor.
All right, we're back on the record. Counsel, go ahead, put your appearance on record.
Kendall Horwing representing Gregory Malicki. I filed a notice of appearance this morning, not sure if it hit yet or not.
I've not seen it, but I believe you. And this is 21MM 7062.
What section is this from, Your Honor?
This is misdemeanor battery, domestic. Sir, you're charged with domestic battery.
And predominantly what I'm here for today, Judge, is regarding not having a no contact or no return. In the box is the state's alleged victim is a 14-year-old named Dominic, who is the brother of the defendant. Also present is the biological mother of both. Her name's Karen Malicki, and they both would like to have contact with Gregory Malicki. They are moving down to Florida, so they're in between places, basically. This was an unusual event that my understanding is that the 14-year-old is informing his mother that he said some things to law enforcement that weren't quite accurate. So he feels very bad about that. I don't want to put him in any kind of jeopardy or whatnot, but that's sort of where the situation is at the moment.
All right, I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause for the charge. Would you like to take testimony from the witnesses?
You want to hear from, I don't know if you want to take testimony from the 14-year-old, or you want to hear from his mother? You prefer
That's up to you, counsel. It's your case.
to talk to his mother, have Karen Malicki sworn in for now?
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Karen
No contact.
Elizabeth
Allegation.
Malicki. That's M-A-L-I-C-K-I.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead.
What's your relation to Dominic?
It's my son,
And what's your relation to Gregory?
my son.
And since Gregory's been arrested, have you had a chance to talk to Dominic about what happened?
Yes, I have.
And did you talk to him about were you present when he was speaking to law enforcement?
Not during, they talked to him on numerous occasions. Sometimes they had me present, sometimes they didn't. It was,
And what did he tell you as far as what he had told law enforcement?
basically, I was there during the whole entire,
Your Honor,
I was there
objection.
during the whole entire incident, Your Honor.
Hold on a minute, ma'am.
Sorry.
There was an objection from the state. What's your objection, counsel?
Hearsay. She wasn't present. She talked to the alleged victim at a later time. Her testimony is not relevant today in regards to PC and the conditions to be set. They're more relevant as to the victim and bond potentially set due to the victim being a minor.
Counsel, is hearsay permissible?
It's permissible at a bond hearing, yes. It could also be offered as impeachment evidence regarding what's already been stated by the victim that's in the police report. So it could all be also offered as impeachment.
I think it has to be offered as impeachment after the victim's testified.
Well, you're using the victim's testimony effectively to establish probable cause. So there's already testimony effectively by the victim that's being accepted by the court and the state in order to establish probable cause. If we're not accepting that, there is no probable cause.
What says the state?
Your Honor, the state would just make light that the affidavit is different testimony than the testimony that's here today. There is no testimony in this affidavit from this witness at all. So state would still just object.
Does the state agree that hearsay is permissible in a bond hearing?
Yes, Your
Is
Honor.
admissible in a bond hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, overruled. Go ahead, sir.
Speaking with Dominic regarding what he talked about with law enforcement, what can you inform the court regarding his position?
Basically, I apologize for the confusion. What I'm trying to say previously was I was there during the whole entire conflict between both my children that took place. We've been through a lot. My son's father, my fiance, was murdered earlier this year. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I apologize for being unprofessional.
It's okay, take a moment, breathe.
How long ago exactly was that, though?
February, sir.
It's okay, I understand.
So
Sorry.
we're both in therapy. Obviously, Dominic's he's on medication. He hasn't been taking medication. We've had some previous problems in Baltimore, as my attorney stated. I'm actually relocating down here as was just offered a position as an engineer for the Bright Line project. So everything was great yesterday, and it was just a matter of Greg's trying to help me install morals and help me discipline with Dominic with not having a father figure there anymore. And it's kind of difficult, I guess I should say, with him being his brother and then trying to still be kind of that father figure when it's his brother. There's a big gap in age difference. So, Dominic will tell you now, these are all I have. These are both of my world. I would never let anything happen to either one of them. And I just want my son home, and he wants his brother home.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead, Counselor.
Hello, Dominic Malicki.
Raise your right hand, please.
No question, Judge.
Oh, wait, does the state have any questions for her?
No.
Okay, raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I will tell the truth.
Please state your
Yes.
name. State your name for the record and spell your last name.
Dominic Michael Maliki, Maliki.
You can put your hand down. Go ahead.
You heard your mother testify that your father was murdered. Is that true?
Yes.
And that was just February?
Yes.
And you've been having some difficult times as a result of that?
Yes.
You're moving down here hopefully to get a bit of a fresh start?
Yes.
In this situation, the police believe that you told them that your brother hit you in the face multiple times. Is that true?
No.
Were you mad at your brother that day?
Yes, I was.
Are you having a difficult time since your father died as far as being honest and not being angry?
Yes. I am.
Nothing further, Judge. Wait, are you afraid to be around your brother?
No, no,
think-
not at all.
Do you think it's good for your brother to be around you, that you two are together?
Yes. We barely get to spend any time together, and that's just the only time we get to spend
Wait,
together.
I can't hear you. Say that one more time.
We never get to spend any time with each other, and it's like the only time we get to spend time with each other. We got into one little argument, and like in 30 minutes, we'd be cool, because we just love each other.
And you think it's important for you to be around your brother right now?
Yes, I just want to see my brother. I just want to see him.
Nothing further, Judge.
Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
I have a question for you, Dominic. I want you to take your mask off and walk over here to this corner. Get closer to the window.
Fixes his hair.
I wasn't looking at your hair. The masks make it difficult. I know we have to wear them, and I appreciate that you did. It just sometimes makes it difficult.
It's like the 14-year-old attitude, let me fix my hair first.
Right. But I appreciate that as well. Thank you for trying to look your best in court.
This hasn't been the best, we apologize.
Normally, I'd be in a black robe, but since the AC doesn't work well here, I don't wear it.
Guess normally you're not Judge Bain either.
Right, I am also not Judge Bain. That's correct, thank you.
Changed Judge Bain since I saw you last.
Yeah, no, I'm a lot shorter, yeah, longer hair.
Yes.
All right, so
So
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming you're going to ask me for pretrial release.
Well, if you want to do PTR with a bond, that's fine. $1,000 bond, I think, is not unusual for a misdemeanor battery case. But if you want to do PTR instead, I believe, where is it? Because you're in between places. Where is it that you're going to?
We're currently staying, I don't know the name of the hotel, it's
Floridian.
wherever he was arrested from. It's about 8 miles up the road. We're staying there for the next 2 nights, and then from the 8th to the 15th, we're staying at one of the timeshares my son owns.
Where's that located, though?
Sir?
Vacation Village Parkway?
Yes, Vacation Village Parkway, thank you.
Orlando?
And let me ask you, Counselor, was your client trespassed as a result of this incident?
That I don't know.
No, ma'am.
Okay, because if I allow him to go back and I allow contact, but he was trespassed, he can be arrested for that.
Mr.
Yep,
Maliki
the
is
hotel has
saying,
no objection.
Mr. Maliki is saying that he was not trespassed.
All right,
But it's a unique situation here, Judge. Obviously, we have a young individual that is recanting to a certain degree. They've had a tragedy in the family. The family needs to be together more than ever now as they transition to Florida for a fresh start. So I would ask that you allow contact between them, allow them to reside together where they're currently at and in the future. If you want to have PTR as a mechanism of some type of monitoring, then I'm not going to have any issue with that. And if you want to include a monetary bond on top of that, that's fine as well.
would you rather have pretrial release or a monetary bond, your client?
Probably a monetary bond.
All right, I want to ask Dominic one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. No, I love my brother with all my heart. My mom needs my brother. She needs my brother physically for him to help her.
Thank you. I just wanted to be able to look you in the eye, and I can't do that from over here. I don't know, maybe that shows my age. All right, what says the state as to bond?
Your Honor, he does otherwise qualify for PTR. State would ask for bond with PTR, so he does have some kind of supervision, given that there are limited ties to the community. I believe they're from Maryland. He also has a fairly lengthy criminal history, some of which are violent arrests, including several robberies and several armed robberies. So the state would ask for bond with PTR.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Mr. Maliki,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna give you a $500 bond based on the testimony here today, I'm going to allow you to have contact with the victim in this case, but it has to be peaceful. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't even raise your voice. No hostile contact. No, it can't get physical. And your attorney can further explain this to you, but I want to be sure you understand that you're the person with everything at risk here. Because if the police get called again because there's a shoving match, you're the person who can be arrested and held at no bond. Because that would be a violation of this bond condition. You understand?
Your Honor,
Alright.
just for the record, state's objecting to contact.
All right, thank you. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. I don't know if... It doesn't say that drugs were involved in this, but I'm looking at your criminal history, and so I'm going to order that you can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. If you weren't on drugs and you aren't, that won't be a problem, right? That'll be simple. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Is
Thank
this-
you, ma'am.
That's just $500 bond, no PT.
That is correct, no PCR. Good luck, ma'am. I'm sorry for your loss, and I wish you well. Thank you, Dominic.
Blessed day.
Thank you, Counselor. Miss George,
Yes,
did you have an opportunity to speak with your client?
I did.
Can you approach the bench?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, give us one moment. All right, Mr. Asanya. 21 MM 6457. Ms. George, did you have an opportunity to speak with your client?
I did, Your Honor. The state is offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the Wawa located at 8574 South Orange Blossom Trail. I did speak to my client. We went over all the rights he would be giving up. I did go into detail about his mental health. And he is, I didn't find any concerns about his mental health when accepting this plea here today, Your Honor. So we would like to enter a plea of no contest.
All right, sir, raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, Mr. Asanya, you had a chance to talk, you put your hand down. You had a chance to talk to your lawyer about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights? Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for me about anything else?
Your Honor, my question is that when I came in, I was like, I'm already treated for my mental illness, but when I came in, I was out on $10,000 bond. I was wondering why it couldn't be reinstated since this case is being resolved.
Oh, for the other case?
Yeah.
They revoked once he,
But when I was here, they revoked
Okay.
my bond. They didn't bring me to court. It's not like it's my choice to come to court. They have to bring me to court.
Okay, so I don't have jurisdiction to reinstate that bond. But what you can do, I'll ask Ms. George if she can send an email to her coworker who is your attorney in that case and see if they'll file a motion right away in front of that trial judge. I don't have jurisdiction to reinstate it, So I can't do that even if you enter a plea today, but your attorney can file that motion and say, he entered a plea, he got credit time served, can we reinstate his bond?
Yeah, and I've already done that, Your Honor.
Oh, she's already done
I did
it.
today.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, sir, now you told me that you've had some mental health issues in the past.
Yes, but I'm treated, I'm confident, I'm competent to stand.
Okay, so today, you're not suffering from any effects of any mental health illness.
Oh, Your Honor,
So you're capable of understanding what you're doing here today
Your Honor,
and all the rights that you're giving up by entering a plea.
yes, Your Honor,
You understand what adjudication of guilt means and credit time served, right?
yes, Your Honor. All I'm asking is to reduce the fine. I got a bunch of fine in the court I'm paying, like a lot of them I'm paying.
Do you have a job
Well, I had a job, I lost it because of,
because of all of that? Do you have a home?
yes, I do, but that's what I'm gonna talk to my, or if she can ask the, that, attorney to come and see me.
Okay.
Because the reason I cut this trespass is because I'm,
Yeah, you don't want to talk about the facts of the other case.
okay,
All right. The reason I'm asking that is what I'm going to do is I have to order you to pay court costs, but I will not order you to pay a fine, and I'm going to reduce it to a lien. Okay, that's the best I can do.
thank you.
All right, you understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that.
Yes, I'm not on probation.
I believe you. And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
Yes, Your Honor.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to trespass on property other than a structure?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 23 days you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll reduce that to a lien. I'll not order you to pay a fine. Ms. May, do you have the address for the not return?
Yes, Your Honor, it's no return to the Wawa at 8574 South Orange Blossom Trail.
So you can't go back to that Wawa, you understand that? All right. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Your Honor, do you want to start with the recess or the one Spanish that we have?
Whatever works for you. I'm easy. Just, you have to tell me what we're doing. Please tell me your name.
Timothy Horton.
21MM7051. This was a reset from yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor, he wasn't able to be brought to court, and there was an offer, if I could just have a second. Your Honor, I did speak to Mr. Horton. The offer from the state yesterday was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the Wawa located at 1200 West Colonial Drive. I did speak to Mr. Horton. We just reviewing over all the rights he would be giving up. He understands those rights and he would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
I do, ma'am.
All right, you heard what Ms. George just said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You had an opportunity to speak with an attorney before court about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me about them?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that? You have to say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Sorry, because we're making a record, the record won't pick up,
Okay.
I heard you, but the record has to be clear. You also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a chance to review that form in front of you? It further explains those rights.
Yes.
All right, sir. Understanding all of those rights, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
No contents.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 3 days you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. And I'm ordering that you not return to the Wawa at the address the state already put on the record. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
James Terrell Houston.
All right, 21 CF 13143. He was seen yesterday and he's back today.
I believe it was for the grand theft.
Hold on.
The third degree. The state was supposed to provide supplemental information.
All right, Ms. May, do you have anything?
I'm sorry, Mr. Houston, no, Your Honor, state just asked that you fine PC for a M2 petty theft.
That is what Judge Bain did yesterday, so I'll not change that.
And then just state just asked that you ROR on mess account 4.
All right, and I will release him on his own recognizance on that count. But sir, when you saw Judge Bain yesterday, all the things that he ordered are still in effect. Did he put conditions on everything else? He did, okay, so all those conditions you still have to comply with, you understand? All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Brian Jennings.
21MM238, you're here charged with trespass in a structure or conveyance. Was there an offer in this case?
It was, Your Honor. However, my client would like to just ask that you set, I don't know if he set a bond yesterday, I can't remember, but
Let me pull it up.
yeah, but you can't do that today, so we just set it and then you set it for trial.
All right, sir, your bond is $500 and you can't return to this scene.
That's fine. I want to go to trial.
You want to what?
He wants to go to trial.
Okay, you can do that, sir. You have an attorney representing you, so call the number on that paper and tell them you want to go to trial.
All right.
All right, good luck.
Your Honor, John Sanders is medical.
All right, 21MM666.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor. We were trying to see if he could come today.
All right. If they weren't appointed, I will appoint them and they're waiving. Did he set a bond? All right, the bond is $500 with a no return to the scene. Please tell me your name.
Mario Calhoun.
21 CF 13156. You're here charged with aggravated battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
In this case, I would just ask when setting the bond, you take into account that it was my client who had all of the injuries on him. It looks like I don't see any type of violent offenses in his history. So I just ask that you take all of that into account when setting his bond amount, Your Honor.
All right, anything from the state?
Your Honor, in response to counsel's argument, per the victim's testimony, the reason the defendant had injuries on him was due to her grabbing a knife after this incident occurred and after he already strangled her a few times, throwing all the food on the floor, choking her again. She grabbed that knife for self-defense. The victim did also have injuries. She did have a dark discolored mark around her neck, as well as pretty much all her fingernails were broken off and scattered around, also defensive wounds. So while I understand defense counsel's argument, it's due to her grabbing that knife in self-defense that the defendant had injuries. It was only at that point was the incident ended. So state would just ask that you set a bond, given that it is a battery by strangulation, and it looks like he strangled her at least 2 or 3 times, according to the victim's testimony.
Your Honor, again, my client's disputing all the allegations. I would just ask that you take into consideration his history, no violent history.
However, he does have significant out-of-state history, or he does have out-of-state history and low community ties to the area. It looks like they are from Illinois.
All right, sir, your bond on this is $15,000. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You also can have no unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, and then you must maintain a separate residence. Do you understand? Good luck.
And Your Honor, the bond, he lives in Chicago. That's for his history with no violence and the fact that he has no convictions here in Florida. That bond is, I would just argue, very high for my client, I would ask that you consider it. If he was in Florida, it would be different. Because he's out of state, they're gonna make him pay a lot more than normal to get out since he's from Chicago. And that's my only concern.
Well, Counselor, the court is concerned with ensuring your client's presence for later court dates. As you've said, he's not from here. Additionally, this was an incredibly violent incident that occurred in the presence of 2 small children. So the court is also concerned with ensuring the safety of the victim and the 2 small children, as well as the citizens of Orange County. Looks like he has out-of-state warrants.
I think that's in the past.
That might currently be pending, I don't know. All right, good luck, sir.
Your Honor, Christopher Davis is mental health.
21 CF 13165. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
Your Honor, we'll waive the appearance.
And 13166, sorry.
I'll waive his appearance. I just ask that you take into consideration, he was acting erratic. That has been noted. He is mental health here today. So I just ask that you take that into consideration before revoking his out on bond and setting him at no bond. I think there may be a mental health issue.
Your Honor, in the affidavit, the law officer alleges that he was potentially on narcotics due to his history and his out on bond case. That is not a far assumption. I understand that he's mental health today. However, that may also still be due to him potentially being on narcotics. Just that you set reasonable bonds and to revoke his out on bond.
In 13165, his bond on count 1 is $10,000, count 2 is $100,000. No contact with victims or witnesses, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, maintain a separate residence, one-time return with law enforcement, and cannot possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. In 13166, his bond is $5,000 with all of the same conditions, and I am revoking his out on bond case at this time. Please tell me your name.
My name is Juan Falou.
Just a moment. 21 CF 13193. You're here charged with robbery by sudden snatching, false imprisonment, and battery dating violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Did you have any arguments, Ms. George, on PC?
Your Honor, my only argument was the robbery by sudden snatching. I mean, the allegation is that he took the phone from my client. My client stated that he took the phone off of the bed.
I had the same thought, Ms. George. I did reread the statute, and based on the 4 corners of the affidavit, I understand he's saying one thing, she's saying another, but snatching the phone out of her hand, I think it meets the elements. So probable cause, however thin, I'm not saying the state can prosecute it, but I think there's probable cause.
I would just ask that, Your Honor, when setting the bond, you take that into account. Also, the fact that it appears he has no convictions here, no failures to appear. He is a military vet, so I ask that you take all of that into consideration when setting the bond, and also before revoking his out on bond.
All right, does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor. The allegations in the affidavit, including the robbery, Officers also saw several signs of struggle throughout the apartment. It was also alleged that he potentially had a firearm on him, which law enforcement did recover from him. He does have a prior history of a battery DV. It was a different victim. It was an arrest. I'm not sure if that was out of Orange County. I can check. And he's also already out on bond. That case is from 2018, so I'm unsure why it has not been resolved up to this point. But he is out on bond and committed a new law, violent offense, arguably where a firearm potentially was present. It wasn't charged that way due to the firearm not being used. However, there was a firearm present during this allegation. And there was also, I believe, an independent witness that called it in due to the disturbance.
And Your Honor, I would just point out, he's a military vet. It's not uncommon for military veterans to have firearms. There's no allegation that he pointed the gun at anyone. So again, I just ask that you take all of that into consideration. And his out on bond, again, was from 2018, and it's a driving offense.
All right, so your bond on count 1 is $5,000, count 2 is $150, count 3 is $100. With special conditions, you can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Your Honor, his out on bond, he KPS'd at arraignment back in 2018. That's why it hasn't been resolved.
Then I'm going to revoke that bond at this time. Make a note for your office, Ms. George, to file a motion if you would.
Does that mean they issued a warrant for his arrest?
Right. So he failed to appear and a KPS was issued.
Oh.
That's why the case is so old.
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Eric Sandoval.
21 CF 13194. Sir, you're here charged with burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery and criminal mischief, damage greater than $200. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor, given that count 1 is a F1 punishable by life, state's asking that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Ms. George, any response?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, at this time, you'll have no bond on count 1. Count 2, your bond will be $1,000. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yeah, I have a child with this woman. I had a relationship of 12 years with this woman that just ended like about 6 months ago. If I don't work or do nothing, they'll be out on the street just as myself. I have my own job that I've been maintaining for the past 5-6 years. I've been keeping multiple jobs. I'm the support and the capital of that family is my family. I live in my own place. She lives in her own place. It's just what happened was just a scuffle. I mean, they blame it as what it says on the paperwork. When I went in the house, it was to get my child.
Don't talk about the facts.
Sir, everything you say today is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
What?
Do you understand? You have to answer out loud.
Yeah, understand.
All right. I understand what you're telling me, but because this charge is a first-degree felony punishable by life in prison, you are not entitled to bond at this time. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You cannot return to her residence for any reason or be within 500 feet of her residence or place of employment. Do you understand? All right, good luck, sir.
So I got no bond, like,
Correct, no bond at this time. Please tell me your name.
Gerald Tucker.
21 CF 12999. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with 2 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation on a victim under 12 and 1 count of battery domestic violence. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Given count 1 and count 2 are both first-degree felonies punishable by life, state's asking that you hold them no bond on both count 1 and 2 instead of reasonable bond as to count 3.
Ms. George, any response?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, at this time, you'll have no bond on counts 1 and 2. Your bond on count 3 is $1,000. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't call them on the phone, send a text message, send a message through friends or family. You can't contact them on social media. You can't have any contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You can't return to the victim's residence for any reason or be within 1,000 feet of her residence or school or place of employment. And you understand that I'm ordering you also to have no contact with the child's mother?
Yes.
All right. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Your Honor, Shaquille Tucker is behavior.
21 CF 13197. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
Your Honor, I'll waive the appearance, however, I was unable to read any of I don't have any affidavit for this case. It's not showing me anything.
I don't have it either,
So,
but because it's a warrant, probable cause was already found.
yes, Your Honor, however, I would still argue that it needs to be seen,
That he needs to be seen?
that the facts need to be seen, as probable cause is still ongoing. Normally what happens is I'll be able to at least see the warrant to see that there's something in there. We had issues sometimes where it's the wrong person. So I don't know if the state has it, if they can just print it out so I could at least review in court, Your Honor. I just have to review something. I don't have anything.
I don't have it either, Counselor. Ms. May, do you have it?
I do not, Your Honor. I usually obtain it from the clerk's office, and the clerk's office does not have it.
So what we can do is we can continue this for tomorrow,
Thank you, Your Honor.
but probable cause has already been found, so.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Please tell me your name, sir.
Alonzo Burns.
21 MM 7070. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release.
Any objection from the state?
Your Honor, state would object, given the 2 separate incidences and it being caught on video surveillance. Law enforcement didn't arrest for the second incident with the firearm. However, state would just ask for bond and PCR, given the 2 separate incidences.
He has no criminal history, none. And it looks like he's currently unemployed. I would just ask for pretrial release. There's no indication that he would not show up for court. He's been in the Orlando area for over a year.
Your Honor, state's concern is at 7:45 in the morning, the incident happened with the alleged victim in this case, and then approximately at 9:30 or so, he approached apparently a different victim. That victim observed a firearm in his waistband. He was waving it around and pointing, "What do you want to do?" There was video surveillance of the first incident, but potentially not the second. However, given the increased behavior, state would just ask for bond with PTR.
Sir, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond. However, I'll reduce that amount to $250. With special conditions, you can have no contact with either victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition I'll order that you must surrender this firearm to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Don't talk about it if you don't have it.
You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, you can't be within 500 feet of the victim's residence or place of employment. Either victim.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Vanessa Encarnacion Conde.
21MM7059. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, she does have a co-defendant who's also present. Would you like them both?
Do you have the co-defendant?
He's next in line.
Yeah, can you bring him in? I need him up to that microphone. Please tell me your name.
Good morning. My name is Luis Raúl Encarnacion.
Sir, you're the listed victim in 21MM7059. Do you wish to testify as the victim in that case?
I don't understand.
So you were arrested for battery in a different case, but you're also the victim in the battery case against Vanessa.
Yes.
So as a victim, you have the right to testify if you wish to do so.
No, I just,
Hold on, if you're going to say anything, I need you to be sworn in.
no.
You don't want to say anything.
Testify? No, it wasn't really nothing basic. It just, she got
All right. You're telling me no, but then you keep talking. So I need to know if you want to say something. Okay. All right. Miss Condi, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. I'll order the two of you you'll have to maintain separate residences, and I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Good luck, ma'am. Hold on, she has to stay. Hold on, she has to stay. All right, Mr. Encarnacion, you're the defendant in 21MM7060, charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause for that charge. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Now I need to ask Vanessa, do you want to testify as the victim in the case against Luis?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
All right. Now you can take her.
No.
Sir, your bond is $500. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Why they gave me that? Why they gave me bail bond?
You don't qualify.
Yeah, she's gone.
But I didn't testify.
Sir, did you understand what I just ordered?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. But you two cannot live together. You understand?
So,
Damn, but they gave me 500. Yeah.
You have a history and you don't qualify. It's based on your history. She doesn't have any.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
I gotta do call. Or my wife can count me cash.
Yeah, she can do it.
'Please tell me your name. 21MM471, you're here charged with battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Sir?
He needs a Spanish interpreter.
Oh, thank you. So then can you bring in the other Spanish case after this one, since we'll have the interpreter on the line? Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Good morning. I have a witness who is in need of your assistance. So please stay in the overhead. Sir, please raise your right hand.
Señor, por favor, levante la mano derecha.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura y promete decir la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad, lo jura ante Dios.
Lo juro.
I swear.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas y deletree su apellido.
Alfredo. Mi apellido es Pérez. P-E-R-E-Z.
Alfredo Pérez, P-E-R-E-Z.
I'm going to ask the prosecutor if they have questions for you, sir.
Señor, le voy a preguntar a la fiscal si tiene alguna pregunta para usted.
Sí.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Can you please state your relationship to Miss Lopez Bautista?
Señor, buenos días. Por favor, ¿qué relación tiene usted con la señora López Batista?
Mi expareja.
She is my ex-partner.
Are you afraid of her?
¿Usted le teme?
Ah,
No.
Would you be afraid of her if she were to be released from custody today?
Si ella fuese puesta en libertad hoy, ¿usted le temería?
quisiera una orden de restricción.
I would like a restriction order.
Okay, we'll get there in 1 second. Has anything
Pero
like
ya
this,
llegaremos ahí. Un momento, por favor.
has anything like this ever happened before?
¿Algo como esto había ocurrido en el pasado?
Ah, sí.
¿Qué dijo?
Sí.
Yes.
Approximately how long ago would you say the last time was other than this incident?
Aparte de este incidente, ¿hace cuánto tiempo atrás fue el incidente anterior?
Ah, la verdad no recuerdo exactamente la fecha, pero ya fue años atrás.
I can't remember the exact date, but it was years ago.
Okay, and do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
Señor, ¿y usted cree que las drogas o el alcohol tuvieron algo que ver en este incidente?
No.
No.
And you said something regarding a restriction order. Would you like to have contact with her while this case is pending?
Y usted mencionó algo de una orden de restricción. ¿A usted le gustaría tener contacto con ella mientras este caso está abierto?
No.
No.
Pero no quiero, bueno, tengo hijas con ella y yo no quiero dejar de ver a mis hijas.
No, but I do have children with her, and I don't want, and I want to keep seeing my daughters.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Muy bien, gracias. Eso es todo, su señoría.
Ms. George, any questions from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Licenciada, ¿alguna pregunta de parte de la defensa? No, su señoría.
Mr. Perez Palma, how old are the children?
Señor Pérez, ¿qué edad tienen los niños o las niñas?
Una tiene 8 años, 6 y 5, no recuerdo bien la edad, perdón.
One is 8 years old and the other one is 5 or 6. I'm sorry, I cannot remember her exact age.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
In this case, does the state object to pretrial release?
En este caso, la fiscalía objeta a la libertad provisional.
Oh, one more question, Your Honor.
Una pregunta más, su señoría.
Sir, she qualifies for a program called pretrial release, meaning that she could be released with no bond, but she would be monitored by the jail staff here. Is that something that sounds okay to you?
Señor, si ella cualificase para un programa que se llama el programa de libertad provisional, y eso significa que ella sería puesta en libertad sin tener que pagar fianza, pero que sería supervisada por el personal de la cárcel. ¿Eso estaría bien con usted?
Sí.
State
Yes.
has no objection, Your Honor.
La fiscalía no se opone, su señoría.
Ma'am, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special
Muy bien, señoras.
conditions.
Se le coloca en el programa de libertad provisional con las siguientes condiciones especiales.
You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Se le prohíbe todo tipo de contacto con la víctima. ¿Entiende usted lo que significa la prohibición de contacto? Sí.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas, armas de fuego y municiones.
You can only have supervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18.
Solamente se le permitirá tener contacto con supervisión con menores de 18 años.
You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Se le prohíbe la convivencia, se le permitirá regresar en una ocasión acompañada de las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias.
All right, thank you for coming, sir. Good luck.
Una pregunta.
Gracias, señor. Buena suerte.
Una pregunta, disculpe.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
¿Qué va a pasar con
Sí,
mis
diga.
hijas?
¿Qué dijo?
¿Qué va a pasar con mis hijas?
What is going to happen with my daughters?
So she can't have any unsupervised contact with those children.
A ella se le ha prohibido que tenga contacto sin supervisión con esas menores.
Oh, ok. Está.
Oh,
So they'll be with you.
Ellas van a vivir con usted.
Oh, ok, muchas gracias.
Your Honor, I would ask that
Okay, thank you very much.
you order she complies with any order plan set in place by DCF.
Su señoría, yo le solicito que ordene que cumpla con cualquier plan que sea puesto en efecto por el Departamento de Niños y Familias.
And I will order that she comply with any plans set in place by DCF.
Y ordeno que se cumpla con cualquier plan que sea puesto en efecto por el Departamento de Niños y Familias.
And actually, sir, I don't know that the children will be with you.
Bueno, señor, la verdad es que yo no sé si las menores van a estar con usted.
Bueno, sí, yo tengo casa y ellas han vivido ahí todo este tiempo.
Well, yes, I do have a house and they have lived there for all this time.
Right, but it'll be up to law enforcement and DCF because I don't see that you were married to the mother.
Sí, pero eso lo decidirá las autoridades y el Departamento de Niños y Familias porque no figura aquí que usted esté casado con la madre.
So I can't give custody of the children to anyone.
Yo no puedo darle custodia de los menores a nadie.
But I also am not restricting your access to the children at all, just hers.
Pero no estoy restringiendo su acceso a las menores de ninguna manera, solamente el de ella.
Ok. Mire, yo no quiero, no quisiera que pasara todo esto, pero, o sea, yo quería custodia compartida, no quería ni que ella me las negara a verlas, ni yo negársela a ellas, ¿me entiendes? Yo lo que quería que llegáramos a un acuerdo de que entre los dos, las viéramos, pero tiempos separados, ¿me entiendes?
Well, I didn't want any of this to happen. I just wanted share custody of the girls, that we could come to an agreement so that I could spend time with them and she could spend time with them but in our own separate time.
So this court doesn't have jurisdiction to order any kind of child visitation.
Señor, este tribunal no tiene jurisdicción para ordenar algún tipo de visitas de menores.
Ok.
Okay,
All right, good luck.
buena suerte.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Do we have one more interpreter case?
Well, there's two on the second session. Did you want to bring those, or
I thought you said there was one from this morning.
he came in but he spoke English?
Oh. No, I don't have the second session with me. So at this time, that's all we have for the interpreter.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Daniela Morset, she's medical, Your Honor.
21 MM 7071. I'm going to appoint your office, Ms. George.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
There is probable cause. Her bond is $1,000. No contact with the victim, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings. And I'll revoke her out on bond case. Please tell me your name.
Luis Melec Ortiz Rivera.
21 MM 7057, you're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. I show that he's a violent felony offender of special concern and is currently on probation. So there might be a warrant for violating probation that comes soon. In this case, your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Good luck.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I could bond out today on this $1,000?
Yes, if you can post bond, you can bond out. Unless you have any, well, is the violent felony offender of special concern a hold?
Yes.
All right, so you have a hold for 5 days? Is it 5?
Yes.
All right, so you won't be released for at least 5 days.
Okay.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Kylene Velez.
21MM7061. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yeah, I do, but I can't do a no hostile contact order. He has all my.
No, not at this time. You can have no contact at all. Do you understand that?
I understand.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Good luck, ma'am. What's next?
That's it for first session.
We have an attorney here.
He's for the Russian interpreter.
We have a Russian interpreter.
That's what he says.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes, go ahead. Please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Scott Messinger from Mandel Law. I was just sent over here this morning to meet a gentleman whose primary language is Uzbekistan. And I said, I don't know if those are easy to come by, those interpreters. He said his Russian is just fine. And so, but his English definitely is not just fine.
Okay, who is it?
Easy for me to say, Aziz John would be his first name.
His last name is Kakamajanov.
All right, this is 21 CF 12947. Do we have a Russian interpreter? No? Okay. Let's see if we can call the language line and get a Russian interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have the case, Ms. May?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
It's a warrant, so.
Right. Sometimes with the language line, it takes a few minutes, so give us a minute. Good morning, this is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line?
Russian interpreter section, ID is 225343.
Good morning, has the interpreter been sworn today?
No, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to translate from Russian to English, English to Russian, the testimonies you will receive today?
Can the interpreter not hear? Hello?
I can hear you, ma'am. I can hear you.
Did you hear the oath?
I cannot hear anybody else.
All right, just a moment.
Okay, do you swear to interpret from Russian to English, English to Russian, the testimony you will receive today?
Yes, I do. I should let you know I'm not a certified interpreter.
What?
So she's not certified?
You're not a certified interpreter?
No, I'm not.
All right. Counsel, we don't have a certified interpreter. Do you have any objection to that?
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll proceed with non-certified. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, please tell me your name.
My name is
Скажите ваше имя, пожалуйста.
Aziz John.
Алис Джон.
And your last name?
Hakim Dejanov.
Ваша фамилия, пожалуйста.
Hakim Dejanov.
Аким Аджанов.
Your Honor, if I may, I don't, if I may speak to the interpreter, I don't know if the interpreter knows the process, which is, or certainly if my client knows the process, which is to wait, because he speaks some English, he wants to answer, and I know this can get complicated. May I ask that Madam Interpreter tell Mr. Aziz Jean to wait, to not answer in English, but to wait until the Russian interpreter has interpreted what the court or anyone else says to Mr. Aziz Jean?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Асиджон, представитель просит, чтобы вы в соответствии с процедурой в суде дожидались начала перевода переводчика, прежде чем будете предоставлять ответ.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Sir, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with DUI manslaughter.
Charging with what, ma'am?
Driving under the influence, manslaughter.
After DUI, what are you saying, ma'am?
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter, meaning killing a man?
Yes, killing a person while driving under the influence.
Thank you. Вы здесь находитесь, потому что вас арестовали, вы находились вы управляли автомобилем в нетрезвом состоянии и в убийстве человека.
Я понял.
Аша.
Because this is a warrant, another judge has already found probable cause.
I'm sorry, ma'am, the interpreter is not familiar with this terminology. Let me transfer to the customer agent to provide you a court interpreter. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Let's just turn it down.
Transferring to custom agents.
I don't understand what's happening right now. We'll find out. We may have to continue. Hello?
Hi, yes, ma'am. Please hold for a legal Russian interpreter. Allow me a moment.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Continue to hold for the next available interpreter.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is Natalia, ID 251924. I'll be your Russian interpreter today. Is your customer with you, or do you need me to call them for you?
Madam Interpreter, I can barely hear you. Is there a way for you to get closer to the phone?
Yes, Your Honor. I make 100 volume.
I can't hear you. Can you guys hear her?
I will talk louder. Is it better now?
Oh, yes, that's much better. Thank you.
Louder.
Are you a court-certified interpreter?
We are trained by the company.
So that sounds like a no.
Certification, but I am doing court interpreting, but we're trained by the company. I don't have a certificate per se, but we're trained by the company. I had been doing this for a while. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try this again. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to interpret from Russian to English, English to Russian, the testimony you will receive today?
Yes, I swear.
All right. Sir, a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with driving under the influence and causing the death of another person.
Алло, добрый день, я буду помогать переводить вам сегодня. Сэр, издали ордер на ваш арест в связи с тем, что вы рулили под воздействием, и вызвали смерть одного из людей.
Да, я понял.
Yes, I understand.
All right. One moment.
Секундочку.
The charge is DUI manslaughter.
Да, обвинение предоставлено в убийстве человека во время дорожно-транспортного происшествия.
Да, я понял.
I understand.
Counselor, I have to tell you that I reviewed the affidavit, I reviewed the warrant, and this court is inclined to raise the bond significantly because of the charge.
Я просмотрела, как бы все свидетельские показания и, ордер на арест, и корт намерен поднять стоимость бонда в связи с предоставленными вам обвинениями.
And because there appear to be no ties here to this community.
И также кажется, что у вас нету как бы связей, в этой комьюнити.
Before I do that, do you wish to be heard as to bond?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
До того, как я, приму решение, хотите ли вы быть выслушанными? Да, пожалуйста, Ваша честь.
Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Kakimjanov does have significant ties to the community. He does have family here, and he actually owns a business. I am sorry that I cannot provide particulars for the court. Mr. Mandel told me this morning, get over there, do IA. We were all set for 1 p.m. today.
Oh.
And that's why.
You need to take a break so she can interpret that.
Thank you.
Да, Ваша честь, господин Кокиджанов имеет связи, с местной общественностью в связи с тем, что у него здесь есть семья, а также бизнес. Я не могу предоставить конкретные детали бизнеса, поскольку мистер Мандел сказал, что, мы закончим это слушание по делу в час дня. Но связи есть в данной области.
Да, есть.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Да, у меня здесь...
Your Honor, state has argument as to bond if defense.
I wasn't sure if defense counsel was finished.
У меня здесь...
Ждем, пока защитник закончит.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client, go ahead. May we proceed? And my client is telling me that he does have family here, 4 children here, a home that he owns, a wife, and a brother.
My brother...
If you're going to take testimony, we need to swear him in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand.
Пожалуйста, поднимите вашу правую руку.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Клянетесь ли вы говорить правду, только правду и ничего, кроме правды, да поможет вам Бог?
Окей, я согласна.
I agree.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead, counselor, with your questions.
Thank you.
Да, пожалуйста, советник, продолжите.
У меня здесь...
No. Wait. Mr. Aziz John, can you tell the court if you own a home in this area?
Мистер Азиз Джон, скажите, пожалуйста, суду, имеете ли вы дом в данном районе?
Да, Орландо.
Yes.
And
Орландо.
where in the area is this home?
Где он находится? В какой области?
Окей, у меня одно апартамент есть. Я у нее купил в 2013. У меня еще одно хаус есть. Это Лейк Вилла.
I have apartment that I purchased in 2013, and I have a house at Lake Villa.
So if you're released, or if you make bond, will you go back to a residence that is local?
То есть, если вас освободят под бонд, то вы вернетесь, значит, в местную, по местному адресу проживания, в резиденцию, да?
Да.
Yes.
Who else from your family lives here locally?
Кто, кроме вас, члены семьи, какие здесь проживают, ну, в этой местности?
Извините, еще раз повторите.
Кто, кроме вас, какие члены семьи проживают в этом, ну, в этом районе, в этой местности? Какие у вас члены семьи здесь?
У меня жена, 4 дети. На эту дому?
If we're talking about my house, I have a wife and 4 children.
Who else from your family lives locally?
Ага. А помимо вашей семьи, какие у вас еще родственники, которые проживают неподалеку, поблизости?
Да, у меня брат, двоюродный брат, и у него тоже сын, дочку, 2 сына, 1 дочку, и у меня тоже маму, сестру, 2 сына здесь, у нее тоже все фамилии здесь, у нее тоже семья здесь. Ну, ближе это все.
Brother, cousin, brother. He have 2 sons, daughter, also mama, sister, and sister has her family here too. Yep.
And do you work here, sir?
Хорошо. А, сэр, вы работаете здесь?
Да.
Yes.
Where?
Где?
Trucking company.
Trucking company.
What is your position at the company?
Какая ваша должность в данной компании?
У меня должность, у меня owner, я тоже company owner, и еще другой компании я работаю, на работу возьму на драйвер, и если он не хороший работает, я увольняю тоже.
I am owner of the business, and also for the other company, I am owner operator of the business, and I can hire people and I can fire people.
So it sounds like the business needs you here in order for it to be run properly. Is that fair to say?
То есть бизнес нуждается в вас для того, чтобы его правильно вели. Правильно?
Да. У меня тоже, я хороший, у меня все рекорд, все нормально, но я купил много трак на finance, почти 35 трак я купил. Трак.
Yes, and I have a good record here. I purchased recently on finance a truck, almost 35.
And sir, have you ever failed to appear for any court dates here or anywhere?
Сэр, сэр, и когда вас вызывали в суд раньше, если вас вызывали, значит, появлялись ли вы в суде или пропускали дату судебного слушания в прошлом?
Нет, я сразу приеду, любое время. Если он меня, я знаю, сразу я приеду.
No, and I will come anytime if I know the date in advance when I need to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a couple more questions. Sir, did you hear the court say, Her Honor, the judge say a couple of minutes ago that this was a very serious charge?
Еще пару минут, Ваша честь. Сэр, услышали ли вы, что сказала судья до этого, что обвинения, выставленные против вас, очень серьезные?
Я знаю это обвинение. Я знаю вот это обвинение. Но на этот день вот был.
Да, о нет.
Я знаю это обвинение. Yes.
Yes, I know that charge.
And if you get released, would you not only promise to the court that you will not consume alcohol or any drugs, but that you will report as often as the court requires you to report, to submit to a test of your breath, urine, or blood to show the court that you are not consuming alcohol?
Также, обещаете ли вы суду, если вас выпустят под поручительство, что вы никогда больше не будете рулить под воздействием алкоголя и наркотиков? И также, как только вас будут приглашать сдавать тест на наличие в моче, в дыхании или в крови, значит, на алкоголе и наркотиков, вы обязуетесь приходить и сдавать такие тесты. Обещаете?
Обещаю. Я никогда наркотики никогда не пользовал. И алкоголь тоже я one years, maybe two times, но больше, в общем, никогда не будет такой. Я не пью.
Yes, I promise. I never used drugs before, and alcohol I was using only once and two times, but I am not drinking.
Thank you, sir. I have no more questions. The prosecutor is going to ask you some questions, okay?
Спасибо, сэр. У меня больше нет вопросов. Прокурор задаст вам несколько вопросов. Хорошо?
Okay.
Ms. May, does the state have any questions?
Есть ли у вас какие-то вопросы?
State has no questions, Your Honor, just argument.
Нет, Ваша честь, только как бы споры.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, sir, with your argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's clear that Mr. Aziz John, pardon me for using just his first name, has significant ties to the community. It sounds like he employs folks. He has 4 children and a wife and a home. And I think he said something about putting something on down payment on something, so he's got the payments to make. In other words, many reasons to stay locally. This is, to be sure, the charge speaks for itself.
Give the interpreter time to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you do short sentences, then she can interpret easier.
I did my own rule. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Should I start all over?
Да, Ваша честь. Азиз Джон, давайте будем называть его по первому имени. Значит, доказывает в своей ситуации, что он, имеет бизнес, где он нанимает людей, увольняет людей, он имеет 4 ребенка и жену, и он имеет дом. Также он стал делать платежи на покупку чего-то, что он упомянул только недавно. И это является причинами, по которой он должен и будет находиться в данном районе.
The firm will impose all its persuasive powers upon Mr. Kakimjanov to enter an inpatient rehabilitation center. Failing that, intensive outpatient treatment for alcohol abuse.
И в соответствии с этим также, господин Кокиджанов, берет на себя обязательство пройти лечение в стационаре по поводу злоупотребления алкоголем, а дальше продолжить, лечение от алкогольной зависимости в учреждениях, не стационарных, а дневного посещения.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Спасибо, Ваша честь.
Thank you. Ms. May?
Miss May.
Your Honor, given the allegations in the warrant, they're particularly troubling.
Ваша честь, в связи с предоставленными обвинениями наиболее беспокоящие.
It is alleged that he did 88 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, ran a stop sign, and had a blood alcohol content of 0.173, at least double over the legal limit.
Значит, что произошел дорожно-транспортное происшествие на знаке «Стоп», и в крови находился алкоголь на 1,73, что в 2 раза больше разрешенной нормы превышения.
Defense alleges that he has significant ties to the community, however, state argues that they are not significant.
Защита утверждает, что у него есть серьезные связи в местной комьюнити, но выглядит так, что они не очень важные.
He does have a few family members who live here, and he says he works for a transportation company.
У него есть несколько членов семьи проживающих, и также он сказал, что он работает на транспортную компанию.
Him working for a transportation company is particularly troubling due to the nature of this case also being motor vehicle related.
Поскольку это транспортная компания, это связано с дорожно-транспортными средствами, в ситуации с этой ситуацией это наиболее волнующий, беспокоящий фактор.
In his interview with PTR, he was not able to give a working number for an emergency contact.
Во время своего интервью с PTR он не предоставил рабочий телефон для неотложных скорых контактов.
Advised that he had no other numbers.
Сказал, что у него нету других номеров телефонов.
Refused to provide an address or contact information for his company.
Не предоставил, отказался предоставить адрес или контактную информацию своей компании.
He stated that his work is sporadic.
Сказал, что его работа спорадическая, время от времени.
And in regards to him having a home, when he spoke to PTR, he could not recall the street number.
По поводу того, что у него есть недвижимость, дом, когда он говорил с PTR, он не назвал номер дома.
Defense contends that he has significant ties. However, he himself said that his work is sporadic and he has a home. However, he's not able to recall the address of said home.
Защита сказала, что у него есть работа, но на самом деле сам подзащитный сказал, что у него спорадическая работа времени от времени, и хотя он сказал, что у него есть дом, он не назвал адрес данного дома.
It also appears he currently has an immigration hold and is still a citizen of Uzbekistan.
И у него и рассматривается до сих пор дело в иммиграции, и он является гражданином Узбекистана.
State contends that he does have some community ties. However, would still argue that he does have the ability to flee due to his citizenship and ties to out of county or out of country.
Мгм. И хотя у него, и да, есть связи с существующей комьюнити, также у него есть возможность уехать из этой страны и убежать в свою страну.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Все, Ваша честь.
Your Honor, if I may respond briefly?
Briefly, Counselor.
Thank you. I don't know if
I don't know if she's going to translate that.
Ваша честь, могу ли я быстро ответить? Да, пожалуйста.
I don't know if he did have an interpreter at pretrial services, Your Honor. And I will just interject that much. And he was quite clear when he told the court today, his occupation and address. This court has afforded us a nice opportunity. Usually doesn't happen in IAs. I appreciate the court. Thank you, Your Honor.
Да, я хочу сказать, когда, значит, проводилось, как бы, его опрашивали до судебного слушания, у него не было переводчика, и это могло создать определенные трудности в объяснении. Значит, большое спасибо суду за то, что нас заслушал.
Thank you. I had the same thought. I understand the state's argument, but I'm not sure if he was uncooperative, unable to recall, or unable to communicate, given the language barrier.
Да, большое спасибо. Я тоже поняла, что у него была возможность как бы плохо коммуницировать в связи с языковым барьером. This is interpreter speaking. You wanna, if I may add that Russian is not his native language. He understands Russian, but he is native of his probably other language, and he may express himself better in the other language. Thank you.
Thank you. Based on the arguments from both attorneys at this time, I am going to increase the bond, however, not as high as I was going to originally.
Да, на основании, значит, обоих адвокатов и их спора я принимаю решение увеличить, значит, сумму выхода на поруки, но не так высоко, как я думала с самого начала.
Your bond is $100,000.
Ваш бонус составляет $100,000.
You can't drive a motor vehicle.
Вы не можете рулить дорожно-транспортными средствами.
You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens to begin 24 hours after your release.
Вы не имеете права иметь какие-либо алкогольные изделия, и вы будете объектом, значит, проверки на наличие алкоголя в организме 24 часа после того, как вы высвободили, в любое время.
You can't have contact with the victim's family members or any witness in this case.
У вас не должно быть контактов с членами семьи жертвы и свидетелями по данному делу.
Good luck, sir. Thank you, counselor, for coming, and thank you, interpreter, for your services.
Всего доброго, сэр. Спасибо советнику и спасибо переводчику. Is this all for interpreter?
Спасибо.
Thank you for your service.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you to the interpreter. That's all we have for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Court is in recess. I need to start at 11. Can you guys get here that fast?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Who do you have first?
We start with the Spanish, Mr. Alvaro, Ray Diaz, his behavior.
21 MM 7065. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, there is probable cause. Bond is $500. No return, no contact with any victim or witness. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Bonding, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we still need the interpreter then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Royo, State Certified Interpreter and previously sworn.
Thank you. Are you going to do the headphones? If you could please connect with the headphones.
Yes, Your Honor, 1 second.
You know what, though? Do we have is a statewide prosecutor showing for this one, Miss May?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor.
Connection is established.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Jose Trinidad.
I don't hear the interpreter.
Jose Trinidad.
Thank you. Sir, you're here in 21 CF 12559. A warrant was issued for your arrest. All right, hold on one moment.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Is the interpreter still there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a moment.
Counsel, your
No, the statewide prosecutor might appear. I am going to appoint your office, Ms. George.
Your Honor, I believe the case is still with the state at the moment.
Rebecca Smith-Hemmeroff for the state for statewide. Is this Mr. Trinidad's case?
It is. Yes, Counselor. This is Judge Gibson. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I was having a hard time hearing.
Oh, can you hear us now?
I can, yes.
All right. We have an interpreter on the line as well. So this was a warrant, and I need to see what the charges are again.
Your Honor, I don't have access to these.
They're sealed.
Yeah, right. No, I'm just.
Because it's a RICO case.
Right, so the only thing I see is that my argument is just merely based on the fact that I don't see any type of criminal history. I just ask that you consider reducing based on his criminal history. However, I can't see the facts, so I don't know how severe the charges are.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The interpreter's not sure who's speaking, but I'm having a difficult time hearing the individual. If they could get closer to the microphone.
Yes, that's his defense attorney, and she is now moving closer to a microphone.
Could you repeat, please, counsel?
All I was stating was that I cannot see the facts of the case, so I do not know how severe the case is. However, he does qualify for pretrial release. And I would just ask that based on his criminal history, the court considers reducing the bond amount and placing him on pretrial release. But again, that's simply based on his criminal history.
Thank you, Counselor. Mr. Trinidad, there is probable cause because this was a warrant. Another judge has already found probable cause. Does the prosecution wish to respond to the defense argument to reduce the bond?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, the state would object. This is racketeering. It's a serious charge. As the court mentioned, the judge has found probable cause based on the affidavit. I know it is blocked in the current court file. The state would ask that if defense wants the bonds lowered, to just have a bond motion heard before the court that's assigned to that case.
I'll do that. Sir, you're charged with racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. I will stay your bond at $250,000 on count one, $50,000 on count 2 and $5,000 on count 3.
Sorry, Your Honor, could you repeat again the first amount of the bond?
$250,000. With special conditions, you cannot have contact with any co-defendants or victims in this case. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Are there any other conditions the prosecution would request?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would request that his passport be revoked.
I'll do that at this time.
I could have one moment. Yes, if his passport could be surrendered.
Yeah.
That would be- and also, I believe the court mentioned no contact with witnesses and co-defendants. Is that correct?
I said victims, but also witnesses. So, sir, you have 8 hours to surrender your passport.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that didn't come through how many hours?
8. Upon your release from custody, you will have 8 hours to surrender your passport, unless it's already here in custody.
And will the no contact with witnesses also include co-defendants?
I ordered no co-defendant contact.
Great, thank you.
Anything else on this case?
Not from the state.
Nothing from the state.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, counselor, for appearing. And I believe that's all we have for the interpreter.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, the interpreter will disconnect.
Thank you.
You are the only participant.
We have one more, Your Honor.
We have another Spanish?
Yeah.
It's not on there. So I disconnected from the interpreter. Guys, you gotta tell me what's going on. I think it's cute that you think I can just figure everything out, but I don't. I don't know things.
I can't.
It's not on the list.
I didn't know what.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has this one.
Thank you. Please connect with the headset.
Interpreter is connected to the headset, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Eliazar Novate Morales.
Eliazar Novate Morales.
21 CT 5997, you're here charged with driving while license suspended. 21 CT 5996, you're here charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Ms. George, your office represents him in both of these cases.
Your Honor, an offer has been conveyed in the 5997 of an adjudication for time served, and in exchange for him playing to the 997, state will null cross the 599.
Does he have any prior driving while license suspended charges?
He has, I believe, prior no valid, Your Honor.
Prior what?
Prior no valids.
No valids. All right, Ms. George.
Your Honor, I went back, I couldn't speak to him because he spoke Spanish. I went back to try. If we could,
Sir, did you hear the state's offer?
No lo entendí porque no se escucha.
I did not understand because I didn't hear it too well.
The state's offering you an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served to resolve your 2021 CT 5997 AO, driving while license suspended with knowledge.
Okay.
And in exchange for resolving the driving while license suspended charge, they're going to announce a null pros on the operating a motor vehicle.
Your Honor, in regards to his prior history, according to CCIS, his first bout of Florida history is the DUI that he received July 5th of 2021. He picked up a no valid with that DUI. He's had no other prior history until this case today.
Both cases today.
Yes, Your Honor.
When was the DUI?
He was arrested July 5th,
Of,
2021.
Um,
And he's being represented by private counsel in that case.
DUI.
DUI and no valid, yes.
it's still pending?
Sí, sí que tengo.
Yes.
He's currently still booked in on those cases because they were revoked.
They were revoked.
So,
Why is his license suspended? For what reason?
Nunca me han dado licencia.
I never got a license.
Your Honor, he never had a license and the DUI suspended it. So he never had a license, which is why this incident that he's being seen for today, he never had a license. He got a DUI. So the officer charged him with DUI and no valid.
Dicen que tengo licencia.
And
That suspended his
the
license?
DUI suspended his license, but he still had a no valid, so the officer charged both. That's why the state's no tossing one in exchange for the other. He can't plead a no valid and he's Willis for this incident.
What did the state file, or if you're using the citation, what is the DUI? Just a simple DUI?
Yes, Your Honor. An M2 DUI.
Mr. Interpreter, could you please ask the client if he is a U.S. citizen?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Your Honor, I would just allow him to have time to speak with an immigration attorney.
All right.
That he is not a U.S. citizen, and he can't get out on doubt anyway, Your Honor.
All right, we'll do that. Your next court date will be,
Sorry, we'll enter a plea of not guilty.
Be November 15th at 9 a.m. courtroom 6B.
Is that for both cases?
Yes,
And what division?
61.
Thank you.
Sorry, you said
Sorry, could you
November
repeat?
19th.
11/15.
Noviembre 19.
No, sorry, it's November 15th, correct?
yes.
Yo tengo noviembre 15, otra corte que.
So I'll have to come to court again?
Yes, you will.
Mr. Interpreter, could you advise the client to call the number on the green form so he can speak with attorney about pleading his case out and his immigration, how that would affect his immigration status?
So call the number on that piece of paper, sir, so you can speak with your attorney.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, sir.
El de arriba o el de abajo. El de arriba o el de abajo.
The one above or the one below? Which of the phones?
The one above.
All right, good luck.
What? I'm sorry, Your Honor, if the interpreter could have the last name, the first last name one more time, sorry.
Do you have it?
I believe it's Mr. Nafate Morales, Nafate.
Thank you.
Do we have any other Spanish cases?
Well, the other Spanish was Ruiz, he's medical.
All right, that's all we need from the interpreter. Thank you. All
You're welcome, Your Honor.
right, Ruiz is 21 MM6240. Ms. George, your office is already appointed.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive the appearance.
Division 61 pretrial conference is November 15th, 9 a.m. courtroom 6B.
Sorry, and enter plea of not guilty.
Thank you. What does this mean? Okay. Waiting on you guys.
Lorena Page, Rashid Hooks, he's also medical, Your Honor.
21 MM6179. I'm going to appoint your office to represent him, Ms. George. He's charged with battery.
I'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 81 pretrial conference is November 5th at 9 a.m., courtroom 4E.
Please tell me your name.
Jamel Moorhead.
2019 MM 2386. You're here, it looks like it's a violation of probation on a domestic battery charge. Ms. George, your office represents him?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll enter a denial.
Division 50, BOP status hearing will be October 21st at 9 a.m., courtroom 7C.
Good luck, sir.
What's that?
I'm sorry?
Here's your next court date.
Michael Slater is also medical.
All right, 21 MM 154.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Okay, so can we go back to the prior case?
Yes.
He states he has a private attorney.
All right, so you don't want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Shouldn't I have a court date with my regular attorney?
Well, I don't know.
I can't hear you, sir.
He said,
I have a court date pending with my regular attorney.
I'm not sure about the violation. I don't know if I don't know.
I have a lawyer, paid lawyer,
I understand that.
and they said I had a court date tomorrow. But
I don't know anything about that. I have that you were arrested and that it's a violation of probation on a charge of domestic battery,
You have,
and you're here to be arraigned on that charge.
do you have the attorney,
There,
yesterday? Oh,
Okay. So I'm not appointing the public defender's office?
so I don't know if
I don't know when your next court date is, so you need to call your attorney.
okay, but it is going to be for to get a bond hearing, right?
I don't know that, I don't have any of that information.
That what this was?
I'm sorry?
No, it's an arraignment on your violation of probation.
Oh, it's not my bond hearing.
No.
No, that's not what this is.
Okay,
Right,
all right.
I'm sorry. All right, good luck. So no PD appointed. Oh, okay. I don't know. Michael Slater, 21 MM 154. Miss George, he's medical and your office represents him.
I'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 80, pretrial conference is November 18th at 9 a.m., courtroom 9C.
Sir, please tell me your name. Sir, what's your name? Robinson Cleveland? All right, you're here in 21 MM 668, charged with trespass and resisting an officer without violence.
Your Honor, the state is offering an adjudication of guilt credit time served in order to resolve the case today. I did speak to Mr. Cleveland. We went over the rights he would be given up. He understands those rights and would like to resolve the case today.
All right, Mr. Cleveland, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, sir, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? All right, put your hand down. You had a chance to speak with an attorney before court about the state's offer and the rights you'd be giving up if you accept that offer today. Do you understand those rights? You understand we're not going to have a jury trial today? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right, so you understand you're giving up your right to remain silent, you're giving up your right to a jury trial, you're giving up your right to testify. We're not going to have a trial. I'm going to sentence you today. Is that what you want?
He said yes, so he's just speaking low. You got to get
Okay.
close to the mic.
All right, sir, you understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea can violate that probation? If you are, I'm not saying you are. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported?
Yes.
All right, sir, do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up or your sentence today?
I don't, yes.
I couldn't hear him. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What questions?
Huh?
No, do you have any questions?
No, no question.
Oh, no, okay. All right, sir, at this time, how do you wish to plead to trespass and resisting without violence?
No question.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days you've been in custody. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'm going to reduce that to a lien. And you have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Your Honor, state also requests a no return to the Advanced Auto Parts at 151 North Clark Road.
All right, sir, you can't go back to that store. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Leon Gerb.
21 MO 1153, you're here charged with possession and consumption of an alcoholic beverage where prohibited. And 21 MM 7069, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, I've been authorized on the open container to, on the city's behalf, to offer withhold credit time served. In exchange for that, please, state is willing to no bill the possession of drug paraphernalia case.
And I did speak to Mr. Gerben. He understands the rights he would be given up, and he would like to accept the state's offer here today.
All right, Mr. Gervin, raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Ma'am.
All right, sir, you had a chance to speak with an attorney before court about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights?
Ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about them?
Ma'am.
You understand that if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that?
Ma'am.
Are we sure he's not on probation? He was sentenced in February of this year for a cocaine possession in Volusia County, and he's out on pretrial diversion.
He states he's not on probation.
No, he was released from prison in February of 2021.
Oh, he was released, okay. All right, you understand if you're not a US citizen, you can be deported.
Ma'am.
Mr. Gervin, do you have any questions for me about these rights that you're giving up today?
Ma'am.
All right, how do you wish to plead to the charge of possession and consumption of alcohol where prohibited?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the
2 days.
2 days that you've been in custody. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'm going to give you a year to pay that. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
All right, sir, you have 30 days to appeal in writing, and the state has an announcement.
State has an announcement as to 21 MM 7069, the possession of drug paraphernalia. State announces a no information.
All right. Please tell me your name.
Thomas Paul Reddy.
21 MM 7068, you're here charged with trespass on property after warning and disorderly conduct. Was there an offer?
No.
No, Your Honor.
All right. So there is probable cause here. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500 on count one, $100 on count two. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages. You cannot return to Rasaleria Bar. And you cannot have contact with any witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
James David Rivera.
21 MM 470. You're here charged with petty theft. Was there an offer in this case?
No, Your Honor, it's enhanceable.
All right. Yes, it is. All right, sir. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $250. With special conditions, you cannot return to the Family Dollar at 2641 North Hiawassee Road. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, Colin Thomas is behavior.
21 MM 7072. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor. He does qualify for pretrial release. I would just ask for pretrial release.
Does the state object?
No, Your Honor. This is arguably going to be a Berg structure once filed.
Which?
It's what?
What, Thomas, right?
Thomas.
He doesn't? I mean, on my sheet is showing.
It says yes.
No, I was just making sure he does, Paul. I don't know.
Colin Thomas.
Does he not qualify?
I don't even have that person. I'm sorry. Resume.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't have that person.
Yeah, Your Honor, he has no criminal history.
All right, I'm going to place him on pretrial release with special conditions. He can't return to the scene or have contact with any witnesses.
April all is also behavior.
21 MM 3761. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office. It's a capias.
Yes, I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, the bond is 4,000. Please tell me your name.
Candice Lee.
2019 MM 9851. You're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on a charge of petty theft. The bond authorized is $250.
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed of a withhold credit time served and no return to the marshals located at 4648 Millennia Plaza Way.
I'm not showing her in our system. It's in, okay, just a second.
I believe she accepted diversion at like a range.
Right, and then she was-
failed to appear. That may be why she's not in the PD system.
Your Honor, just ask that you stay.
I'm sorry, what?
You stay the bond.
I will, all right. And I'll appoint the PD just in case. Good luck, ma'am.
Hall clerk is mental health.
21 MO 1154. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office. He's mental health, but it's a camping.
Can we try for tomorrow, Your Honor?
Yes. We set that one for tomorrow.
Raymond Lamar is also mental health.
21 MO 1155. It's the same thing, Ms. George.
Can we try?
Yeah, I'll appoint your office. You want to reset it for tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Actually, no, Your Honor, sorry. Can we go back?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna reset it. He has competency, concerns, so we won't be able to plea it out either way. There's been a notice of incompetency filed with the court. He's set for a competency hearing, November 30th, 2021. So I would just ask that you set a bond and take no action on the out on bond charge.
What says the state?
This is for Mr. Lamar.
Yeah.
Can I
Yes.
continue to reset, Mr. Clerk?
Yeah, it's just Mr. Lamar, I can't pay him anyway.
Your Honor, state has no objection. The state would just ask for a reasonable bond on his camping. I understand it's just a camping, however, his prior convictions are a lot of them are violent in nature.
His bond is $250, no return to the area. I'll take no action on the out on bond cases at this time. Please tell me your name.
Julio Iram Castro Feus.
21 CT 4203. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on a charge of no motor vehicle registration.
Your Honor, an offer has been conveyed in this case of an adjudication credit time served.
Sign card up here, guys.
Sorry. What do I do with this paper?
You're not paying attention.
How many days credit does he have?
27 days.
Ms. George, did you speak with your client about that?
I did, Your Honor, I just can't find a sheet.
You can take it. Just take it.
Yes, Your Honor, I did speak to him. We went over all the rights he would be giving up. He understands those rights and would like to accept the state's offer.
Please raise your right hand.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. He would like to accept the state's offer.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. You had a chance to speak with your attorney about, you put your hand down, about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest to this charge today. Do you understand those rights?
Yeah, I understand well.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I understand well.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up?
No, I'm clear.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea can violate that?
Yeah, I understand.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported?
I understand.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of no motor vehicle registration?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 27 days you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay that.
Okay.
Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Okay, Your Honor, can we go back to Colin Thomas? That's the reason why I couldn't find his face sheet, is because he was released on his own recognizance, administrative ROR. He's no longer in the jail.
All right.
Colin Thomas, the one that they placed on pretrial release, he was released. ROR,
Admin ROR.
admin ROR.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Terry LaRon Letson.
In 21 CT 6742, you're here charged with reckless driving. In 21 MM 7067, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence. Give me one moment.
State did not give me an offer on either, Your Honor.
All right. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in both cases. Your bond is $500 in each case. You can have no contact with any witness or co-defendant in the case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Derek Sims bonded. Michael Anderson refused.
21 CF 13189. I'll find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. He's here charged with possession of MDMA and driving while license suspended, third or subsequent violation. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent him. At this time, I'll revoke his ROR in 21 CF 7487.
Your Honor, are you staying the bonds?
Oh, yes.
And any conditions?
Yes, thank you. He's not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Please tell me your name.
Jeffrey Bayham.
21 CF 2169. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a status hearing on charges of possession of cocaine and paraphernalia. You have no bond at this time, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Dana Jason Barber Jr.
21 CF 13183, you're here charged with robbery with a firearm. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. May, did the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Given that he is charged with an F1 that's punishable by life, state is asking that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Ms. George, any response from the defense?
No, we reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing.
All right. At this time, you'll have no bond on this charge. However, even while in custody, you can have no contact with the victim or the victim's immediate family. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I can say something like.
You can say anything you want, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. I'll give you a moment to discuss with your attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state what
At this, time, I'm also revoking your out on bond cases.
State would also ask for a no return. I understand he's held no bond, but
I'm not going to at this time. I did. Who's next? Please tell me your name.
Clarence Butler.
21 CF 12731. Sir, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with delivery of methamphetamine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of MDMA, and possession of MDMA. Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll stay the bond at $10,000 on count 1, $150 on counts 2 and 3. With special conditions, you can have no contact with any known drug dealers. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. And I'm going to revoke your out on bond case.
Your Honor, it occurred the same time. If you look at the warrant.
The dates.
He was arrested on 8/12 of 2021 for the out on bond, and the offense for the new charges were the same day, August 12th, 2021.
All right, then I'll not revoke it at this time. Good luck, sir. Thank you, Counselor.
Congressman, at the council's mental health.
21 CF 13176. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, there is probable cause here. Her bond is $500, no victim contact, no witness contact, no co-defendant contact, no return to the scene. Sir, can you come to that microphone, please? What's your name?
Jeffrey Dempsey, ma'am.
Thank you. 21 CF 1124. You're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on charges of possession of synthetic cannabinoids and drug paraphernalia. At this time, your bond is $500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Here you go.
Now, this
Yes,
is
sir.
the third time in jail. I got that stuff taken care of already.
It doesn't look like it. Another judge signed a warrant for your arrest. So you're going to have to go appear in front of that judge.
She was on PDD and all that, I just want to make sure they didn't revoke her bond. Because that was an attorney, she was a PDD. They did. They did not.
you said Regina what?
Please tell me your name.
Diaz Lopez.
No action.
21 CF 9097. You're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on a charge of petty theft. At this time, there's no bond, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Manuel Figueroa.
21 CF 11624. You're here on a warrant for fleeing or attempting to elude with lights and sirens activated and reckless driving. Give me one moment. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
And Your Honor, this is another one where it looks like the date of the.
One's August 11th, one's August 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a minute.
He was arrested, it looks like August. Oh, he's arrested August 12th, sorry.
I can't hear you at all if you're
No,
talking to me.
I was talking to the state, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, that's fine. As long as it's not me, because I don't know what you're saying right now. All right, did you guys resolve the dates?
Yes, we did, Your Honor, sorry.
All right, so in 21 CF 11624, your bond on count 1 will be $15,000. Count 2 is $100,000. You can have no contact with any witness or co-defendant in this case. And then I have 2 cases. Hold on a minute.
Yes, Your Honor. It's another warrant.
21 CF 11589. warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with fleeing or attempting to elude law enforcement, no motorcycle license, and reckless driving. Again, another judge has already found probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $15,000 on count 1, $100 on counts 2 and 3. You can't have contact with any witness or co-defendant in the case. And what did you resolve about the dates of the out on bond?
That, you can revoke, Your Honor.
I can or cannot?
You can.
And it's the exact same charge?
Yeah.
All right. I am revoking your bond in 21 CF 11448. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Here, Griffin?
All right, Mr. Griffin, you have many cases here today. It looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 warrants.
There's too many, I understand. Old one.
Listen, I'm not telling you it's too many. I just want you to know how many it is. I'm going to walk you through them one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you in every case.
Yes, ma'am.
In 21 CF 12900, the warrant issued for your arrest charges you with delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. So when it's a warrant, another judge has already found probable cause. So for each one of these, another judge has already found that. The bond authorized is $10,000. 21 CF 12954, it's delivery of methamphetamine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. Again, that's a warrant. Your bond authorized is $10,000. In 21 CF 12730, you're charged with delivery of heroin within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of heroin, possession of heroin, delivery of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of methamphetamine, and possession of methamphetamine. So your bonds in that case are $7,500 on count 1, and then $150 on each of those subsequent counts. 21 CF 12710, in that warrant, you're charged with delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of cocaine, and possession of cocaine. Again, your bond is $7,500 on count 1 and $150 on the other counts. Then in 21 CF 12713, you're charged with delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of cocaine, possession of cocaine, delivery of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of methamphetamine, and possession of methamphetamine. Your bond is $10,000 on count 1 and $150 on each subsequent count. In 21 CF 12714, you're charged with delivery of methamphetamine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale or delivery of methamphetamine, possession of methamphetamine, delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, sale of cocaine, and possession of cocaine. On that one, your bond is $10,000 on count 1, $7,500 on count 2, and then $150 on each subsequent count. I'm not changing any of them, just so you know. In 21 CF 12948, you're charged with delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. That bond is $10,000. 21 CF 12897, it's the same charge, delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, and your bond is also $10,000. In 21 CF 13178, which, let me pull this up.
And I had a PC challenge.
That's why I'm going to pull it up. It'll take me a minute to get this up. Sir, you were arrested for possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and tampering with physical evidence. Again, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you in this case. Go ahead, Ms. George.
Your Honor, I would just argue no PC for intent to distribute. There were no scales found, no large amounts of money. The officer only based the intent to sell on all of his prior charges. So I'll argue no PC.
Your Honor, state has no objection, and just ask that you find PC for possession of cocaine, 893.13 sub 6 sub A.
13178. I agree with you, Counselor. I was anticipating that argument. So I will find that there is probable cause that he possessed cocaine. So hold on one second. So the charges are possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and tampering with physical evidence. On count 1, your bond will be $1,000, count 2, $100, and count 3, $150. You cannot possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? All right. I showed that he's out on bond for possessing or consuming alcohol in a public place. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to take no action on that.
So all of the cases were stayed, and then
Yes.
the new law, okay.
And then I changed that bond because I changed the probable cause to
Understood.
possession of cocaine.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
What's the bond, Your Honor?
The total?
Yeah,
I,
right here?
yeah, all of those are your bonds.
Hold on.
I don't know the total.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,
You know what happened with that one?
67, 500. So your bond is around $70,000 total for all of your cases.
So it's not 100K like it was, it's 70,000 now?
Where was it 100K?
It was, I got booked in, it showed 100K.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, with all the.
Oh, 'cause of the
bonds
15.
Stayed is $110,150.
60, 70,
So it is. Sorry, I did the math wrong.
90. It is about 100.
It's about 100,000.
The one that I reduced was the possession of cocaine with intent to distribute from 15,000 down to 1,000. But I didn't change any of the other bonds. All right, good luck.
Your Honor, Larry Griffin is in the hospital.
Who is?
Larry Griffin.
All right, that's 21 CF 12952, 12902, and 12949.
I'll waive, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Jordan, I'm appointing your office. They're all warrants. I'll stay the bonds at 10,000 on each count. And then, can we recall Emmanuel Figueroa?
Your Honor, Mr. Griffin had 2 cases. I had 12902.
had 3.
He has 3, and she said 10,000 on.
He's right here.
So,
I called all 3 cases.
Yeah.
this, okay, 17, but, yeah, that's what I'm
trying
to make sure that was. Even if the date of the incident.
All right, sir, what's your name?
Robert Harris.
Thank you. You're here in 20 CF 13737. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear on a charge of criminal mischief.
Because that was, even though it already occurred.
Hold on one second.
That's what I was arguing.
That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
you're right.
It's not like he knew about, the other.
It looks like you already have an attorney representing you in this case, sir. You'll have no bond at this time. All right, good luck. Hi, Counselor.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Are you here on Figueroa?
I am.
All right. Are they getting him? Is that what we're waiting
I
on?
believe so.
Yeah, Your Honor, and
Okay.
Your Honor, I believe
I was,
the out on bond was
Yeah.
817. I think
Yeah.
we got confused because they were all basically the same thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr.
Remember, I
Figueroa
was
is the one that
arguing-
has the fleeing and attempting to eludes. He has
Okay.
2 warrants and an out on.
Hold on, I don't have it up because I didn't think we were addressing it yet. So are we? Who's he?
This is Mr. Jean. Mr. Figueroa's not upstairs yet. We're waiting.
Okay, let's address that when we get him up here because I don't have that in front of me. Sir, please tell me your name.
Jefferson June.
2018 CF 16589, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear. There's no bond authorized, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Mr. Figueroa's here.
All right, let's go back to his cases. Go ahead, counselor, put your appearance on record.
Attorney Robert Zlakin for the record on behalf of Emmanuel Figueroa.
And for the record, I do represent him on the case that Your Honor had previously revoked his bond. I am the attorney of record on that matter.
821.
The fleeing or attempting to elude?
Exactly.
Okay.
The original.
So he doesn't need the public defender in any of these cases? Are you representing him in all of them?
Not at this moment. Well,
Oh.
I'm assuming that we'll probably come to that. We had no idea about these cases, so that's why
Oh.
at this moment. Your Honor, for the record, the date of arrest was 8/21/21, so we want to make sure that for the record, that he was not out on bond when this new case occurred, or allegedly is stated to have occurred.
Okay,
He
so
had no
there,
knowledge.
hold on, there's two, 21 CF 11589 and 21 CF 11624.
One was 8/8, so August 8th, and one was 8/11. The one he's out on bond for, so to speak, was 8/17.
No, but he was arrested.
So then he wasn't out on bond.
But he was arrested on 8/21.
He wa- he-
Should be in no action.
There was a warrant that was put out, but he was actually arrested on the 21st.
So he was never out.
So he was not out on bond?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right, okay. So then I'll take no action on the out on bond case because it's not an out on bond case.
Exactly.
We call it that, but it's not.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to address on these cases?
Not at the moment.
Okay, all
Just
right.
that specific issue.
Then I'm not pulling the public defender off yet. So just leave that. Okay, so the only thing we changed is the out on bond. All right, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Counselor. All right, good luck, sir.
I guess he takes these back.
That was confusing enough.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Please tell me your name. 21 CF 11576. A capias was issued for your arrest. Hold on. Does anyone see the order quashing the capias and setting aside?
One second.
It looks like Judge Wilson signed an order quashing capias and setting aside bond to Streeter today.
I didn't see that.
The bench.
I do it. I see it now, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, so I just want to make sure we're all looking at the same thing.
Mr. Johnson, 11576. Yes, Judge, I see it as well. You set for arraignment?
All right, so he doesn't need to be here, or is he here on something else?
I guess I'm here for the failure to appear that I was denied going to court for.
Right, but your attorney filed a motion to quash that capias, and the judge signed the order to quash the capias. So,
I apologize for wasting your time, Your Honor.
no, you didn't do it. You got arrested on it, and it,
No, I've been here for the last 35 days. I was supposed to go to court.
right.
On being on restriction.
And they had your name spelled wrong, and they didn't transport you.
Right.
Okay. So this capias is quashed.
Okay.
So, I don't know, do you,
He is here on other cases, Your
He's
Honor.
going to be released on this case? Or
I don't, on bond, I don't know what the bond was on this.
it was a no bond?
No, not on the capias, I mean before the capias.
On that charge, the bond was, I was out on bond, but the judge never revoked that bond. I've been here for the last 45 days on unrelated charges to that one, and that bond never got revoked.
No, it says in the clerk file that the bond was revoked on September 23rd.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm not sure what the bond is because one of the charges was a violation of an injunction.
I was out on bond on that, and it just, like you said, it just got revoked on the 23rd.
Yeah, bond was filed July 7th. I can't see it.
3,000 and 1,000. 3,000 on count 2, 1,000 on count 1 is what I'm saying.
Ms. George, does your office represent him?
Ellie Manfield.
Hold on.
CF 11576. Yes. I have PD Barry as his current PD assigned.
All right, because if the capias was quashed, I don't know if his bond was, it looks like his bond might have been revoked as a result of that capias, which she just quashed.
Let's see.
I don't know if it was ever revoked.
I don't see it being revoked, Your Honor.
It says it was revoked 9/23.
The other charges?
No, there's an entry in the clerk's file that says revoke bond, revoke release, but I can't see anything, so I don't know if they actually did that.
As far as I know, Your Honor, when I checked the computer, it said I had three charges in the computer showing, two showing no bond, two showing for a bond, one showing no bond.
So the capias would be the no bond, but since she quashed that, the order says to set aside bond estricture. So I think your bond will be reinstated on this. I don't know if you have anything else that's holding you.
Yeah, I do, that's what I was saying. I have another charge that's holding me under.
He has a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's the no bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
He has a revoked release and some other charges with bond on them.
Okay, so your bond will be reinstated on this charge, but if you're held on no bond on something else, you won't be released. But at least this capias has been quashed. So hopefully you'll get to see your attorney soon and also this judge.
Well, I talked to her yesterday, the attorney that's been representing me on this case. This case started out as a misdemeanor and it's been waived up to a felony. I've
Right.
been dealing with Kelly Lamphere from the Public Defender's Office. She said that I wasn't even supposed to go to court because it had moved from a different courtroom. That's what happened.
Okay, well, keep in contact with her so that you guys can work out your other case, but at least this capias has been quashed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Your Honor,
Sorry for all the confusion.
are we basically taking no action to let
Yeah.
the bond?
Right, because the bond needs to be reinstated, but we're not doing that.
Okay, understood.
The judge already ordered that. Tell me your name, please, sir. 21 CF 13177, you're here charged with grand theft. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Give me one moment. There is probable cause. Your bond is $500. You cannot return to the scene. You can have no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in this case. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, Timothy Lafferty is mental health.
21 CF 13190. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
I'll waive the appearance.
All right, there's probable cause. Bond is $1,000 and $100. Cannot possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Please tell me your name.
Kareem Mitchell.
You're here in 21 CT 1017, charged with driving while license suspended, and 21 CF 13192, charged with carrying a concealed firearm.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release. It doesn't seem that he has any failures to appear or convictions.
All right, there is probable cause. What says the state?
I believe he had a license, just not the concealed.
Your Honor, state has no objection.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
On when?
21 CF 13186. You're here charged with petty theft with 2 prior convictions. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with any victim or witness. You cannot return to Home Depot located at 350 North Alafaya Trail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Alan Peterson.
21 CF 13171. You're here charged with grand theft. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. Your bond is $1,000. You can't return to the outlets on International Drive. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in this case. At this time, I'm revoking all your out on bond cases. Good luck, sir.
So I can't bond out today?
That's correct. You cannot. Please tell me your name.
Janae Thomas.
21 CF 13187. You're here charged with battery on a person 65 years of age or older. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Just a moment. There is probable cause. Your bond is $2,500. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you live at the Heritage Hotel?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you live with her?
Stay on the other end of the hotel.
All right, I'll order that you can't be within 500 feet of her residence. Any other conditions the state would request?
Your Honor, I understand they both live there, however, still I'm concerned for the victim's safety, given the age difference and given the allegations in the affidavit.
Your Honor, if she violates, she'll be brought back here, held and potentially held at no bond. Since they live at opposite sides, I believe the 500 feet would be sufficient to ensure the victim's safety, as well as it does not appear that she has a lengthy criminal history. So I just ask that you take that into consideration.
All right, I'm going to stay my order. Thank you. Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Roderick Thomas.
21 CF 12586. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with home invasion robbery with a firearm, aggravated battery with a firearm, armed kidnapping, and grand theft, first degree with damage greater than $1,000. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Given that he is charged with a punishable by life offense, state is asking that you hold him no bond as to count 1 and 3. And I'm looking up right now, count 4. I remember something about that. So 1 second, please. Yes, Your Honor, state just asked that you held no bond on 1 and 3 and set bonds on 2 and 4.
Anything from the defense, Ms. George?
No, we reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing, Your Honor.
All right, sir, at this time, you'll have no bond on counts 1 and 3. Count 2, your bond is $5,000. Count 4, your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't return to the scene for any reason. You can't have any unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. All right, good luck, sir.
Okay, there you go.
Please tell me your name.
Leroy West.
21 CF 12956. A warrant was issued for your arrest for sale or delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. Another judge has already found probable cause. Your bond is $10,000, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, do you mind turning on, is this go on?
Do you mean
Or
the link? No,
Yes.
I'm not connected.
Do you mind turning it on? There's an ASA trying to appear.
Not at all. just don't
Welcome
leave it
to
open
an
the whole time.
Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Because it talks to us throughout, so I don't leave it on.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe she was trying to appear on one of the ROR motions. I told her we have 2 affidavits to get through, and then we'll get back to ROR motions.
Okay, all right. Sir, please tell me your name.
Derek Williams.
Come on up to the microphone.
Derek Williams.
You're here in 21 CF 13191. Charged with possession of cocaine. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $1,000. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
And Your Honor, given that it's a nonviolent offense, I would ask that you take no action on his out on bond. He's employed full-time. Looks like he's been at that employment for over 3 years. He's been in the Orlando area for over a year, 0 failures to appear, and they're driving offenses. So I would just ask that you take no action. However, if you are inclined to revoke, that you at least revoke and double, as opposed to holding him at no bond so he's able to maintain employment, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state's asking that you revoke at this time. I understand they're both driving offenses, but the allegations in the affidavit is the law enforcement officer did a traffic stop, and during that traffic stop is when he found the cocaine, and the defendant was the driver. He is out on bond for no registration and a dwellis, arguably not supposed to be driving.
Again, Your Honor, they're still nonviolent offenses. The officer didn't charge him with driving while license suspended. He's only here for possession of cocaine. He's employed full-time. If he's held here, he's gonna be held in no bond, i.e. he can't pay for any fines he has for his driver's license. I just ask that you consider doubling as opposed to holding him at no bond.
Your Honor, at IA,
I mean, I can't see why it's suspended, but.
All right, sir. At this time, I'm going to revoke those bonds, but instead of holding you at no bond, I will double them. Can someone tell me what the original bonds were? I'm guessing something like 500 and 100. They were both 500? All right, so your bond is going to be $1,000 on each of those counts. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You understand that? All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name. 20 CF 9685. You're here charged with 2 counts of violating conditional release. At this time, your bond is $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. In 21 MM 7058, you're here charged with resisting an officer without violence. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in that case as well, sir. Hold on one moment. There is probable cause. Your bond is $500. Good luck, sir. All right, then,
Your Honor, I believe the ASA we have on the line is here to talk about one of the ROR motions, Mr. Sylvester Jones, 21 CF 8766.
Yes, Your Honor. Kimberly Mann for the state.
good afternoon, Counselor. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I wanted to find out if there was a possibility to delay ruling on this ROR motion until later this afternoon. This is a case involving a drive-by shooting. Law enforcement officers have put together a decent case against Mr. Jones. However, a piece of technology had to be obtained from the FBI, which is a very specialized piece of technology to try to triangulate Mr. Jones's location due to his cell site data material, even more closely than the traditional cell site historical data does. I have been told by the detective that they actually were able to finish that run through yesterday. I am waiting for a report. Based upon that report, I may or may not have sufficient evidence to file the charges against Mr. Jones. Due to the serious nature of this charge, I would ask the court's indulgence for just a little longer. I do have the detectives scheduled to come into my office at 1 o'clock as kind of like a Fisher cut bait type of situation. I know under the rule 3.134, the court can, if the state shows good cause, extend the order to release him on his recognizance on the 40th day. Obviously, we did not file a specific motion for that because I'm hoping just to ask for later today. But if we do need to cite the rule, then I would ask for the court to delay until the 40th day.
All right, thank you. Ms. George, can you provide the arrest date for your client?
I don't know which one it is.
It's Mr. Jones, 21 CF 8766.
Our system shows it was August 31st.
So the 33rd day
was the 3rd of October.
All right. So the 40th day would be
the 10th.
That is correct.
Your Honor, I would just argue that as far as giving the state until today, I have no objection. However, I would object to setting it to the 40th day. It is actually over the 33rd day. They've had over a month to take.
Maybe seated.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Judge Nix Walker, and I'm inside of courtroom 3D in Osceola County Courthouse, and I'm viewing you through the screen projector. If at any time you can't hear me, please make sure you let me know. State or pretrial release, please let me know any information on each defendant that the court should be aware of in setting or denying a bond. Do we have a corporal in there today? What's your name, sir?
Corporal Galloway.
Thank you, Corporal Galloway, for keeping us safe today. It is the policy of this state that persons committing serious criminal offenses, posing a threat to the safety of the community or integrity of the judicial process, or failing to appear at trial be detained upon arrest. However, persons found to meet specified criteria shall be released under certain conditions until proceedings are concluded and adjudication has been determined. Can you please announce your names, Assistant State Attorney and the attorney from Robert Wellesley's office, in conjunction with the pretrial release officer from Osceola Corrections?
Brenna Jones for the state.
Izalia Ramirez Sanchez.
Officer Pat Hill on behalf of PTR.
Thank you. First case, Javier Martinez Ramos. Oh, I'm gonna. I have a Spanish interpreter.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Hey, how are you? I'm here at the in courtroom 3D. However, we're on IAs with at the Osceola County Correctional Facility, and they're going to be doing your, on the air today, over the podium today. Can you hear? Can you raise your right hand, please, sir? State your name and date of birth.
Levante su mano derecha, señor, da su nombre, apellido y su fecha de nacimiento.
Javier Martínez Ramos, mayo 27 de 1984.
Javier Martínez Ramos, May 27 of 1984.
Thank you. You were here as you were out of county warrant, it looks like, an arrest warrant, and that is for false imprisonment and domestic battery.
Usted tiene una orden de detención que fue emitida por otro condado diferente al nuestro. Los cargos son de detención ilegal y agresión intrafamiliar.
And that was signed by Judge Bigney.
Y eso orden la firmó la juez Bigney.
At this time, the false imprisonment has a no bond and the battery domestic has a no bond. I would like to hear some history.
De momento no tiene fianza ni por el cargo de detención ilegal ni por el cargo de agresión intrafamiliar. Vamos a ver cuál es el historial.
I do see he qualifies for PTR with bond.
Yo veo que sí califica para libertad provisional con una fianza.
Yes, Your Honor. He has had one prior back in 2018. However, it was sealed and he has no convictions.
Thank you.
Sí, su señoría, él nada más tiene un cargo de data del 2018. Eso está sellado y no presenta condenas en el récord.
All right, would the state like to be heard on any issues?
¿La fiscalía quiere expresarse de algún modo en referencia a estos asuntos?
The state would just ask for no contact with the listed victim and no return to the scene, but as to the amount, the state would leave it in discretion.
Thank you. Defense?
Entonces, la corte va a dejar la cantidad en manos del tribunal, pero que sí, por favor, se emita una orden de no volver a los hechos y de no tener contacto con la víctima.
Yes, Your Honor. Defense will be asking for a reasonable bond in this case. A high bond is equivalent to a no bond, and since he is entitled to a bond based on the charges, we'd just be asking for a reasonable bond.
Thank you.
La Defensoría Pública nomás está pidiendo que esa fianza sea razonable, porque si la fianza es por un valor demasiado alto, va a ser el equivalente a no tener ninguna fianza si está muy cara, y él tiene derecho a que se le otorgue esa fianza.
All right, bond will be follows. A PTR with bond on count 1 would be $250. PTR with bond on count 2, battery domestic, would be $250 for a total of $500 bond.
Entonces, con la libertad provisional que se le concede, también tiene que pagar los $250 de fianza por la detención ilegal y los $250 también de fianza por la agresión doméstica, con un total de $500.
Special conditions of any release: no contact with the victim, no return to the scene. It looks like they don't live together.
Así que como condición como en todo este caso, pues se le prohíbe el contacto con la víctima, se le prohíbe volver al lugar de los hechos. Parece que ya ambos no viven juntos.
No, Your Honor, they do not.
Thank you.
No
Good
viven
luck, sir.
juntos. Buena suerte, señor.
And PD was appointed.
Provisionally appointed to the Public Defender's Office.
Y la Defensoría Pública ha sido designada de manera provisional. Gracias, su señoría.
Next case, Candy Miranda. Is this all? This is how many?
4.
Candy Miranda. Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Por dar su nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento.
Candy Miranda, septiembre 29 del 1994.
Camille Miranda, September 29 of 1994.
You were charged with battery, simple touch or strike.
Usted tiene un cargo de agresión física simple.
After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find there's probable cause, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders.
Así que después de revisar los cargos, he determinado que hay indicios de culpabilidad y de manera provisional le voy a designar al defensor público.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues of special conditions?
Fiscalía quiere expresarse en cuanto a los asuntos de condiciones especiales de liberación.
Yes, Your Honor, the state would request that there be no contact with the listed victim and no return to the scene, including no weapons, firearms, or alcohol.
Thank you.
Sí, su señoría. Lo que se va a pedir es que no tenga contacto con la víctima, que no vuelva al lugar de los hechos y que se le prohíba también el porte y uso de armas o de drogas.
All right, it's defense, would you like to be heard on any issues of special conditions of release?
Defensoría Pública quiere expresarse en cuanto a las condiciones especiales de liberación.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
En este momento no, su señoría.
Thank you. Officer Hill, I do see this PTR with bond.
Yes, Your Honor, and for the record, she has no prior arrest.
Thank you.
Sí, veo que tiene libertad provisional, confianza, y para que conste en las actas, ella no tiene prontuario de antecedentes.
At this time, the court's going to enter a PTR with a bond of $250. No contact with the victims, no return to the scene.
Entonces el tribunal lo que hará es que pondrá una fianza de $250, concederá la libertad provisional y prohibirá que vuelva al lugar de los hechos o que tenga contacto con la víctima.
Thank you. Good luck.
Gracias y buena suerte.
Your Honor, is the PD appointed?
I thought, yes, I said that. Based on, provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defenders.
La Defensoría Pública ha sido designada de manera provisional.
Jose Ortiz Andino. Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Por favor, da su nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento.
José Ortiz Andino, enero 18, 1986.
Perdón, 1980 y qué?
6.
Gracias. José Ortiz Andino, January 18th of 1986.
Thank you. You were here because you were charged with a battery, simple touch or strike.
Está aquí porque tiene un cargo simple de agresión física, un caso de violencia intrafamiliar.
I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm provisionally appointing you to the Office of the Public Defenders.
Así que he determinado que hay indicios de culpabilidad al haber revisado el escrito acusatorio y de manera provisional le voy a designar la Defensoría Pública.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues of special conditions of release?
Fiscalía, ¿quiere decir algo con respecto a condiciones de liberación?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would just request no contact with the listed victim, no return to the scene, and no weapons, firearms, or alcohol.
Sí, su señoría pide que se le prohíba el contacto con la víctima, se le prohíba volver al lugar de los hechos y se le prohíba el porte y uso de armas de fuego, consumo de alcohol o drogas.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues of special conditions of release?
Defensa, ¿quiere decir algo respecto a las condiciones de liberación?
Yes, Your Honor, looking at the arrest affidavit, it looks that the alleged victim lived with the defendant at his residence, so I would just ask for it to be a separate residence to confirm whether she still lives there, and he can return back to his house.
Sí, su señoría, viendo aquí el escrito acusatorio, veo que sí vivían juntos con el acusado, la víctima con el acusado, pero la vivienda realmente está bajo el nombre del acusado, así que quiero que se establezca la residencia por separado y que se confirme en la ubicación donde ella está para que a él se le permita regresar a su respectiva casa.
Thank you. Based upon the initial appearance information sheet, it seems that he qualifies a PTR with bond.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And at this time, the PTR with bond, I will order PTR with bond in the following of $150. I will allow you to maintain your separate residences and no contact with the victim.
Entonces, basado en el escrito que se ha presentado, voy entonces a concederle libertad provisional. Se le impondrá una fianza, la fianza de $150. Voy a permitir que las residencias estén por separado, pero también le voy a prohibir contacto con la víctima.
Good luck, sir. Next
Buena suerte,
person
señor.
is Cheryl Viana Blanco. Your name and date of birth?
Su nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento.
Cheryl Viana Blanco, August 3179, 1979.
Do you need the help of the Spanish interpreter?
No.
Thank you. That's all we have for you today, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, we do have one more, Mr. Lugo Okendo.
That's fine, the interpreter can wait for the next one, no problem.
Okay, you can, ma'am, come back. Ma'am. Officer, can you grab her, please? Viana Blanco, please come back. Thank you. Can you have your name and date of birth? Can you find that person for me?
Cheryl Viana Blanco, August 3179.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with a battery, touch, or strike. After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find there's probable cause, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. State, would you like to be heard on any issues of special conditions?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would just request no contact with the listed victim, no return to the scene, no alcohol, no weapons, and no firearms.
All right, defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Not at this time.
Thank you. I do see from Officer Hill that she does qualify for PTR with bond.
That's correct, Your Honor. She has no prior arrest.
Thank you. At this time, I am going to issue you a PTR, pretrial release with bond of $250. And please no contact with the victims, maintain separate residences. Do you live with the victim?
Yes.
You may stop at one time to go get your belongings with the law enforcement officer. Good luck, ma'am. That will bring us down to Mr. Interpreter Luis Lugo Okendo. Can you say your name and date of birth?
Diga su nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento. Nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento.
He doesn't speak Spanish.
Your Honor, sorry, it was muted.
Okay?
Nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento.
Luis Adolfo Lugo Oquendo, 6 de septiembre de 1991.
Luis Alfonso Lugo Oquendo, September 6 of 1991.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with driving while a license is suspended with knowledge.
Está aquí por un cargo,
Sorry.
un cargo de manejar con licencia suspendida a sabiendas.
After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find probable cause, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender.
Así que una vez que ya se ha revisado el escrito acusatorio, he determinado que hay indicios de culpabilidad y basándome en esto voy a concederle de manera provisional la Defensoría Pública.
History, Officer Hill.
Si tiene algún antecedente, oficial Hill.
He had one DUI conviction in August of this year, and he was placed on 1-year probation. That's out of Brevard County.
Thank you.
Nada más tiene por conducir con alcoholemia del mes de agosto de este año y lo impusieron un año bajo prueba en Brevard County.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Fiscalía, ¿quiere expresarse en referencia a esta causa?
The state would just request that he not drive without a valid license and that the court order as a condition of release no alcohol given the prior DUI.
Sí, también que no conduzca mientras no tenga la licencia y tomando en cuenta que tiene el caso de alcoholemia, que no consuma alcohol.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Defensa, ¿quiere decir algo en respecto a esta causa?
Your Honor, being that this case has nothing to do with not drinking alcohol, I would just ask for the court not to impose that condition, being that it's a driving while license suspended.
Yo pido que la Corte no imponga la prohibición de alcohol porque este caso no tiene nada que ver con alcohol, es únicamente conducir con licencia suspendida.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to enter a bond of $250 with the following special conditions of release.
Voy a poner entonces una fianza de $250 con las siguientes condiciones de su liberación.
No driving unless you have a valid driver's license.
No conducir a menos que tenga licencia válida de conducir.
No drinking of alcohol or any other drugs unless prescribed by a physician.
No puede consumir ni alcohol ni droga a menos que tenga una receta médica.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Was this with PTR?
PTR. No, PTR didn't. She didn't qualify for PTR.
Yeah.
All right. Next batch.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. The correction officers is asking if we can call Mr. Michael Rivera.
What correct? Michael. Hold on. Yes. Give me one moment, please.
Thank you.
Michael Rivera.
Hello, how you doing, ma'am? Michael
Is,
Rivera.
is our interpreter still needed?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Your name and date of birth.
Michael Rivera, August 17, 1972, ma'am.
Thank you. You are here as you were charged with the following: fraud use, obtaining fraudulent use of a credit card obtaining $300 or more.
Ma'am, that was a big
I-
mistake.
So, hey, just give me one moment. This is just an initial appearances. You'll have an opportunity. I'm going to point you to a lawyer and that you'll be able to talk to your lawyer, okay? After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find that there's probable cause, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
Your
Defense?
Honor, does he qualify for drug PTR?
He does not.
All right, no, Your Honor.
All right. And can we reevaluate him? Officer Hill?
We could reevaluate him, but I wouldn't have the answer immediately.
Heard. All right, at this time, I am going to, is there any history?
The most recent was a 2017 Duelis. He did fail to appear for that Duelis charge, but that was the most recent conviction.
Thank you. I'm going to enter a bond of $750. Oh, give me one moment. How much was this? Credit card, pardon me. I'm going to enter a bond of $250 based upon your failure to appear previously and no contact with the victim whatsoever. Good luck, sir. That brings us to James Miller. Your name and date of birth, sir?
James Adele Miller, April 2nd, 1984.
You're here on an out-of-county warrant from Polk County, and it looks like, and for everyone in the Osceola County Correctional Facility, if it is an out-of-county warrant, there is nothing that this court can do. This is an out-of-county warrant from another county other than Osceola. All right, and so your out-of-county warrant, sir, is from Polk County, and at this time, your warrant's for a VOP burglary of a structure less than, it's no bond, and there was a grand theft, no bond as well.
You have two cases.
Okay. And James Miller. Another one out of Polk County, Mr. Miller, and it looks like two confirmed warrants. It looks like the same thing. No bond. And, I'm sorry, $5,000 bond. So I'm just gonna look here. It says two confirmed warrants for VOP burg of a structure or dwelling, no bond. Grand theft, $750. LT 5,000, no bond. Then warrant number CF 2000-8163XX and a writ of bodily attachment, non-payment purge of $5,000. $5,000, I'm assuming, is your bond for that one. All right. Next case is Jonathan Ray Padilla. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Jonathan Padilla, 11/22/87.
Thank you. You were here from Polk County, warrant, out-of-county warrant from Polk County. It looks like there's a bond of $2,000 for a failure to appear on a no valid driver's license. Good luck, sir. Next case is Pedro Santana Arroyo. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Pedro Santana Arroyo, 1 November 89.
It looks like you have an out-of-county warrant from Orange County, and there is a failure to appear with dealing stolen property. The bond is $5,000. Count 2, grand theft, 3rd degree. The bond is $250. And count 3, receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification of ownership. The bond is $250. Good luck, sir. Next case would be Pedro Santana Arroyo. Looks like it's an out-of-county warrant from Orange County. Failure to appear for burglary of a conveyance. The bond is $5,000. On count 2, failure to appear. Grand theft, 3rd degree. The bond is $250.
Your Honor, who did you just call? I'm sorry.
Same person.
It's the same person. Pedro Santana Arroyo? Do we have more than one Pedro Santana Arroyo?
We do not.
Okay. Did you get to hear your bond, sir? Thank you. Good luck. Next case is Amanda Villa. Your name and date of birth, please. Thank you. You're here on an out-of-county warrant, and that out-of-county warrant's from Orange County. And it looks like there's a failure to appear on operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. That's a $2,000 bond? $2,000 bond. Remember, this is from another county, and so I am not the person that is giving out the bonds on these cases. Thank you. Next case is Jose Annabel Acosta Rodriguez. Can you tell me what that is?
We didn't have the affidavit violation, so this is the original sentencing for the violation.
And he has a warrant, right?
A warrant.
And do we have a?
It's a violation of probation, but they didn't file the affidavit yet, so I printed that to have an idea as to what.
So how is he here if they haven't?
Probably, well, no, it's not a third. Yeah. Let's see if they filed it since.
State, have you guys filed anything on this case?
On which case, Your Honor?
On Jose Annabel Acosta Rodriguez?
This is a violation of probation.
Is there a VOP affidavit?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, I can pull it up for you. Hold on one second.
I don't see it on the case.
Hold on. 19.
I had to issue it at some time. It looks like I issued a VOP for pretrial release.
Oh, no, hold on, I see.
It's
They
me.
put it as warrant issued.
They put it under the wrong
Yes, Your
tab.
Honor,
I see it.
I printed it now.
No, you don't have to. I see it. I mean, I see what they did.
Yeah.
All right, at this time, Mr. Jose Acosta Rodriguez, you are here on a violation of probation community control. There was a warrant issued, affidavit of probation issued, prior to, and that was signed. It looks like by Judge Nix Walker. Wait a minute. Issuing court, yes. At this time, there is a no bond. And I'm going to put provisionally appointing to the Office of the Public Defender. Good luck, sir. All right, and that brings us to Rohan Beret. Please state your name and date of birth and pull your mask up, please.
2nd of September, 1985.
All right, and
Good afternoon, Judge.
good afternoon. You are here on count one of, this is a warrant for your arrest, and it was signed by Judge Ashton for burglary to an unoccupied dwelling. Count one, it's $2,500 bond. Count two, petty theft, first offense, $500 bond for a total of $3,000. There are no special conditions of release that are included on this warrant. Good luck, sir.
I don't understand, ma'am.
You have okay, so you have a bond of a total of $3,000.
Okay,
Thank you. The next person is A.D. Akidar Quadir Curtis Daniels. Quadir Curtis Daniels. You are here on a violation of probation. At this time, there has been an issuance of a violation of probation affidavit, and there has entered a no bond. Based upon this, I'm provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defenders. Thank you. Enrique Davis.
Your Honor, we'd like to waive the reading of the charges.
Thank you. Mr. Enrique Davis, you are here on a warrant And it was signed by Judge Strobridge, and at this time, there is a $2,500 bond on count one. Special conditions of your release are no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no weapons or firearms. Good luck, sir. Oh, you are out on probation at 21 MM 836? Is that accurate?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And court's not gonna take any action on that at this time. Next case, Maximo Flores.
Your Honor, is Mr. Davis appointed to the public defender?
Yes.
Thank you.
Maximo Flores. State your name and date of birth.
Maximo Flores, August 31st, 1986.
Thank you. You're here on you're here on a warrant from Osceola County from Judge Strobridge. At this time, you're provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defenders. On count one, there is a no bond. And
Your Honor, there is a victim outside.
okay. Count one was a written threat to kill / bodily harm domestic, sir. There is a victim, the victim is here, would like to speak. Come on, ma'am. It's okay, you're in a court proceeding. There's TVs around and monitors. Do you have any information on Maximo Flores?
Yes, ma'am. He is my boyfriend. As he was incarcerated, I am still receiving threats on Messenger from his messenger. I had showed,
State attorney?
The state attorney, yes.
Okay,
So I do not believe it was him threatening me.
okay. And are you afraid for your life?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State?
Your Honor, the state would just like to point out there's significant DV history with this same victim, so the state would still argue that there should be no contact with the listed victim, even despite her saying she's not in fear.
Thank you.
I would ask if I could please have at least a non-hostile order.
Thank you. One moment. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, if I can inquire on the alleged victim.
You can.
Ma'am, are you afraid of Mr. Flores?
No, ma'am.
If something was to happen where you need to call 911, would you call 911?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what no hostile contact means?
Yes, I do.
What does it mean?
It means that he cannot be hostile towards me.
Okay, and would you like him to return back home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions.
Thank you. This is a out-of-county warrant, and so I normally don't change a judge's,
Out of county.
pardon me, this is a warrant. Sorry, my sticker says out-of-county underneath these little things. I apologize. And so at this time, I am going to, there was a no bond, no contact with the victim or victim's children, no return to the scene. I am going to issue a bond today, but I am going to keep the no contact with the victim or the victim's children and no return to the scene just for safety reasons. And, let's see. And that bond amount is $500. Good
Your
luck,
Honor,
sir.
would you like to hear the history?
Yes.
He has multiple batteries between the years 2013 and 2015. He had another battery in 2018, followed by a VOP. In 2019, intimidating threats, aggravated stalking. 2020, battery domestic. 2021, July, battery domestic. And the majority of them are with the same victim.
This victim right here, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why we're going to have no contact with the children and no contact with you at the time, just based on that history, okay? Thank you very much. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Next case is Dondrick Dion Hooks. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Dr. Dion Hooks, ma'am, 1975, 347.
Okay, at this time, you have a bench warrant from Judge Efferson for failure to appear for a public defender pretrial, and that bond is set at $10,000. Good luck, sir. Amber Marie Jordan. Can you state your name and date of birth, please?
Amber Jordan, 9/14/87.
You were here as you were charged on a bench warrant for, let's see here. Failed to appear for a VOP arraignment. Judge Arendez has issued a no bond. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of Public Defender's Office if you haven't been already. Leroy, and I'm going to do that as well to Mr. Dondre Dion Hooks, if he has not been appointed to the public defenders. It looks like he has, but I'll provisionally appoint him as well. Next one is Leroy Price.
Your Honor, I would like to waive the reading of the charges.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Leroy Price Jr., 11/04/1983.
Thank you. You were here on a arrest warrant signed by Judge Sanders Morense, and it has a no bond here and no contact listed with the victim, maintain separate residence from the victim. Is this a DV? What is it? Okay, yep. Is there any other conditions, special release, that we should be noted from the state?
The state's asking that it be, still be held no bond.
Yeah, no, it is, let's see here. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, this is a first-degree felony, not a punishable by life. I'd ask for a reasonable bond in this case.
At this time, I go by this is an affidavit of arrest, and I don't normally change what the judge has issued, and at this time, no bond has been issued by the filing judge.
Your Honor, I believe, may I be heard?
Yes?
Your Honor, I believe he's entitled to bond in this case, so we need to be asking for.
Give me one moment. He can have a hearing. He can set a hearing for bond.
Yes, Your Honor, just for the record purposes, defense is objecting.
Okay.
So the conditions were no contact with the victim and maintain separate residence?
It looks like she has no bond on here, and Judge Sanders Morense has no contact list with the victim, maintain separate residences from the victim. The next person is Belinda Maria Robinson. Ms. Robinson, you're here on a bench warrant, and it looks like it was for a failure to appear at a VOP arraignment.
Yes, I was only supposed to pay court funds.
Right, and it looks like the Judge Arendas has set a bond for 0 at this time. I don't normally change the bond amounts that are written by a previous judge for their bench warrants. And I will appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender, though, okay? Good luck, ma'am. The next case is Tawana Wise. Keith Kenneth Elaine. Or Allen. Can you state your name and date of birth?
June 14th, 1986.
Mr. Arlene, you were here on a violation of probation affidavit. They have issued it was signed by Judge Tom Young, and there was a no bond at this time. There is no special conditions of any release. Thank you. All right, that brings us to the new cases. Richard Chacron. Please state your name and date of birth. I'm muted. Thank you. Name and date of birth.
November 9th, 1975.
Okay, and you were here as you were charged with a possession of controlled substance without a prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia. At this time, I do find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Defense, state, would you like to be heard on any special issues of condition of release? Special conditions of release, pardon.
Your Honor, the state would just request no weapons, no firearms, and no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, I would ask PTR if he qualifies for direct PTR.
He does qualify for direct PTR. His last conviction was in 2007. He has minimal history.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd be asking for direct PTR based on it not being a violent charge.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to issue a direct PTR with the special conditions of no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Next case, it will be, I'll appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Next case will be Julio Delgado Luveris. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Julio Delgado Lluveras, October 16, 1971.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with battery domestic by strangulation, battery, simple touch or strike, and tamper with the victim or the witness. At this time, I do find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. I do see that you qualify for PTR with bond. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would like to point out that the defendant was arrested in April of 2021 of battery DV on the same victim. The state would request no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no weapons, no firearms, and no alcohol at this time.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, we would just be asking for a reasonable bond in this case. A high bond is equivalent to a no bond, so we'd be asking for a reasonable bond where my client can post.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to enter a pretrial release with the bond of as follows. PTR with all 3 counts. And battery by domestic, by strangulation, $500. Battery, simple touch or strike, $250. And tampering with the victim / a witness, $250. Special conditions of any release are no return to the scene, no contact with the victim, and I don't know if they had, I didn't remember seeing anything with drinking in here. Give me one moment, though. I'll review it.
I don't drink alcohol.
Excuse me, sir, please. So if you don't drink alcohol, then it wouldn't be an issue for me to impose that, but give me one moment. I don't see anything with alcohol, so those are the special conditions of release that I will have at this time. Good luck, sir. Next person is John Elst. Can you state your name and date of birth, please?
My name is John Timothy Elst, March 3rd, 1972.
Thank you. You're here as you were charged with trespass on a property, non-structure conveyance. At this time, I do see that he qualifies for direct PTR. I find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
State would just request that there be no return to the scene.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor, we'd just be asking for direct PTR. I believe that my client is homeless, so he won't be able to post bond.
All right, at this time, I'm going to issue a direct PTR on count 1. I will include those special conditions of any release. Do not return to the scene. And that scene is the, I think it was the 7th. Give me one moment. Seabreeze Circle. Do you know where that is? In Osceola, in East Osceola Parkway.
Yes, I do. It's like a little pond.
A little pond. It is a pond. Thank you very much. Don't return there, okay, sir? Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck. That brings us to Jessica Jenkins. Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Jessica Jenkins, 1684.
Thank you. You're here as you're charged with possession of cocaine and possession of use of drug paraphernalia. At this time, based on the affidavit of arrest, I do find that there's probable cause, and based upon this, I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, the state would just request no alcohol or no drugs without a valid prescription.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, does she qualify for direct PTR?
She does.
I'd be asking for direct PTR in this case, being that it's not an offense.
Thank you. At this time, Ms. Jenkins, I'm going to issue direct PTR with the following special conditions of any release: no drugs or alcohol without a prescription. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender if I have not done so already. Thank you and good luck. Muad Kamalinchi, and I do apologize if I butchered that name. I can grab some of those.
Your Honor, at this time, the correctional officers are stating that they can't bring him at this time. They would have to bring him last, but if it's okay with the court, if you provisionally appoint the public defender, I would waive his appearance.
Thank you. And that is, he doesn't qualify. You guys want to, pretrial release, you're going to re-evaluate him?
In this situation, he does not qualify for re-evaluation.
Okay. Would you like to be heard on any issues, State?
Your Honor, I apologize. What was the name of the person?
Mouad, and the last name is Chamlichi. Kamalachi.
You want to see mine?
Yes. Thank you.
The state would just request no weapons, no firearms.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to issue a bond as follows. Fleeting and eluding with lights and sirens activated, $500. Operating a motorcycle without license, $250. No vehicle motor registration, $100. And driving while license is suspended, $250.
Your Honor, can PTR let us know if he has any prior history?
He does not have any history.
Your Honor, at this time, based on, he is in isolation here in the jail. I'm not sure what the cause of the isolation is. I know it's for medical reasons. We'd be asking if the court would consider ROR being that this is his first charge and it's not a violent offense.
He has no prior history?
He has no history.
I will not ROR, but I will lower the bond from the fleeing and eluding to $250.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next case would be Castro LeBron. J. LeBron Castro, pardon.
JR, ma'am. Good afternoon. JR LeBron Castro, May 19th, 1995.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with a battery, simple touch, or strike. After reviewing the charging affidavit, I do find that there is probable cause. And based upon this, I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Would you have, State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would request no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, and no alcohol, weapons, or firearms.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Oh, Your Honor, actually, can I add one more thing?
Yes.
It appears, given the arrest affidavit, the defendant, in paragraph 5, that he had consumed 5.5 beers and smokes marijuana daily, so that is why the state is requesting no drugs or alcohol in this case.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, in regards to conditions, my client has indicated that that is his mother's house. We'd be asking to maintain separate residence and my client to return to his mom's house to live there.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to grant a PTR, and our PTR with bond. Officer Hill is applicable here.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to, yes, I'm going to give you PTR, pretrial release with the bond as follows. Battery, simple touch, or strike for $250. Maintain separate residences, no contact with the victim, no weapons, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Good luck, sir. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender if I haven't done so already.
Thank you, ma'am. And
Thank
you.
you.
For your time.
Next case is Brianna Rivera. Okay. Brianna Rivera, can you please state your name and date of birth?
Brianna Rivera, August 24, 2000.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with a battery, simple touch, or strike. At this time, I'm going to I find probable cause based on the charging affidavit, and thus I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. There is a victim here who would like to respond, so give me one moment. Good afternoon, sir. We are in a court proceeding. You can stand there and give me any information you have on Brianna Rivera.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I just want to ask, how is everybody's day going?
Great, thank you for asking. Do you have any information on Brianna Rivera?
I just want to first start out by saying, I thought really hard about when I came. Before I came in here, I thought really hard. I thought about a lot of things. In
Any
reality,
information on Brianna Rivera?
yeah, yes. I'm just telling what happened.
Oh, yeah, no factual, I'll help. Are you afraid for your life of Brianna Rivera?
No, ma'am.
And are you asking for contact today?
Yeah, I want contact.
Thank you. State, do you have any questions for the victim?
No, Your Honor. The only condition the state would ask for, given that he has indicated that he is not in favor, is just that be no hostile contact.
Thank you very much. Defense, would you like to have any, you would like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, I would like.
Give me one moment. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, if the alleged victim can state if he wants my client to return back to the house.
You can answer.
Sir, I'm so sorry. That was your question.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Would you like?
Yes, I would love to have it back.
Okay, and if this was to occur again, if something was to occur where you need to call 911, would you call?
If something like this was ever to happen again.
Correct.
Yes, I will. I'm not on her, but I would try to de-escalate the situation first.
Okay, that's all. No further questions.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, for the record, she has no prior arrest.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. At this time, I'm going to enter a PTR with a bond of $250. I will have no hostile contact. Was there any? I do find probable cause for the arrest. And I'm going to point you to the public defender if I haven't. Good luck, ma'am.
Did I say something?
Oh, Did you hear what just happened?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one.
Sir, this is not a trial.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
okay, thank you. You said it'll be 20.
$250, yeah.
Yes, Raymond Rosa. Good afternoon, sir. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Raymond Rosa, 1955.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with trespass on a property, not a structure or conveyance. At the reviewing the Osceola County Uniform Charging Affidavit, I do find there is probable cause for your arrest, and thus I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. At this time, you do qualify direct PTR. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
State would just request no return to the scene.
Defense?
Your Honor, we can ask for a direct PTR, being that this is not a violent offense.
At this time, I am going to issue a direct PTR to the pretrial release program with a special condition of no return, to the scene. Good luck, sir. Jeremy Waller.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, were we appointed? I didn't hear that part.
Yes. Based upon this, I provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Next case will be Jeremy Waller. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Jeremy Waller, 1243.
You were here as you were charged with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill and criminal mischief of $1,000 or more. At this time, based upon the charging affidavit, Osceola charging affidavit, I do find there's probable cause for your arrest, and thus I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. He does not qualify for PTR. State, would you like to be heard on any issues?
State would just request that there be no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no weapons or firearms given, the fact that there was a weapon used in this.
Thank you. State, defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if he has a bond, but if he doesn't have a bond, we'd be asking for a reasonable bond in this case, being that he does qualify for a bond. A high bond is equivalent to a no bond, so we'd be asking for a reasonable bond where my client can post.
Thank you. On count one, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without the intent, history?
Yes, he does have significant history dating back to 2016. He was convicted of battery domestic out of Pinellas County in 2017. He violated the no contact order later that month. He had aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in 2020 out of Pinellas County, culpable negligence domestic out of Pinellas County in January of this year, tampering with a witness, battery, domestic kidnapping, felony battery, another kidnapping in April of this year. And his most recent was a resisting without conviction out of Polk County in May of this year.
Thank you. Aggravated assault without a deadly weapon without intent to kill. At this time, I'm going to issue a $5,000 bond. Criminal mischief, $1,000 or more, $1,000 bond for a total of $6,000. There are to be as follows. No weapons. Possess no weapons. If you have any weapons within 24 hours, you need to give those to the Osceola Sheriff's Office. No return to the scene. No contact with the victim. No alcohol or drugs without prescription based on the intoxication in this affidavit. Good luck, sir. Next case is LaTanya Oliver. Please state your name and date of birth.
Tanya Oliver, 9771.
You were here as you were charged with a false name or ID by an arrestee, giving a false name or ID by an arrestee. At this time, I have found probable cause by reviewing the charging affidavit, and based upon this, I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Public Defender's Office. She does not qualify for PTR at this time. State, is there any issue, would you like to be heard on any issues? It says added charge. Would you like to be heard on any issues, State?
No, Your Honor, the state would leave it in your discretion.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, we would just ask for a reasonable bond.
Why does it say added charge?
Are you wanting to know what she's currently in custody on?
I have here an added charge.
Yeah, this is an added charge. She's currently in custody on 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She does have bonds on those.
What are those?
I would believe, I didn't read through this, but
I guess the legal constraint would be those cases.
correct.
Okay. All right, at this time, I'm going to ROR her on the false name or ID by an arrestee. Next case,
Just for the record, the state would object to the ROR.
Kevin Caress, yes, Kevin Caress. Is there, and there was no history of a FTA on that case, correct?
Your Honor, I don't have Kevin Caress on the list.
He's a recall for a last IA he missed?
He was reset from yesterday. He was at the hospital yesterday.
Yes.
Okay,
Is there, give me one moment. For Latanya Oliver, is there any failure to appear?
She does have, I don't have the amount of failure to appear. She does have over 2 that I know of. She has a total of 39 prior arrests from 1989 to 2021.
Failure to appears, when were they?
I don't have all that information on
Do
this.
you have any failure to appear dates? Can we recall Latanya Oliver? Do you have any failure to appears? The actual time periods of those?
One moment, Your Honor, I can attempt to look them up.
Give me one moment, Ms. Oliver. It looks like you have a failure to appear, and that concerns the court. The reason why the court gave you an ROR was because the court was concerned that you were not going to appear at court. However, if you have not appeared before, the court is going to give you a bond. Give me one moment to see if you have failed to appear prior. Or not, we already know that there was a failure to appear. We just don't know the time period. If you can't find that time period, don't.
I would just like to point out that one of her charges that she is in custody for has a $100,000 bond.
It looks like there is an outstanding warrant for a case out of Seminole County, case number 2020 CF 2717. That is one.
That's fine. And that's what year, what
That is,
2017?
that case is still open.
Thank you.
Seminole County, and it is, the start date was December 9th of 2020.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Oliver, because you have a failure to appear and it's recent, the court's going to issue a bond of $500, okay? Okay. Thank you. Next case will be Kevin Caress.
Your Honor, if the court can let defense know what Kevin Caress is about, I have no documentations about this client.
Is he here? Is he in there?
Yeah, he wasn't in our list either, Your Honor.
They sent me an email that he was a reset from yesterday, but we can reset it for tomorrow.
We'll reset it for tomorrow again, okay?
All right, thank you.
What about Danielle Shepherd? Because he was a reset as well.
He's here. Oh, I believe, yes, he's here, Your Honor.
All right?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Daniel Shepard, 21371.
Thank you. You were here as you were charged with aggravated bodily harm and disablement, or bodily harm and disability, pardon me. And it looks like based on the charging affidavit, there was probable cause. Give me a moment.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Wait, 1 minute, 1 minute. Is this the case from yesterday? Give me one moment. Okay, yeah, this is the PC argument on this, based on the witness not sure who started it.
Your Honor, the victim clearly states that it was the defendant who started it.
And then the other person said clearly no, so then I looked at then I go to the witness, and the witness says they don't know who started it.
Your Honor, PC is a low standard. It is the totality of the circumstances given to the officer at the time that something could have happened. The fact that the independent witness may not know does not negate whether there is PC for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The victim stated that the defendant did start it, used his walking stick, struck him in the left shin, coupled with the defendant's statement in the arrest affidavit, "I should have killed that motherfucker if I knew I was getting arrested." The state would argue that given the four corners of the arrest affidavit, there is certainly PC for this. The court can definitely consider the independent witness in terms of setting a bond, but it does not negate whether there is PC.
Can I explain one thing?
You can't, just please, sir, can you just give us a moment? I would disagree with that. However, I want to hear from the defense.
Your Honor, I disagree with that as well, in regards that they're both saying different sides of the story. An independent witness stated that she did not, or they did not know who started the fight. I do believe that there's not enough here to determine who struck who first. At that time, I don't believe it rises to the level of probable cause, and I'd be asking for ROR in this case.
And I'm going to give it to you. ROR.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For the record, Your Honor, the state's objecting and there's PC.
Yes. And that should be it.
I'm sorry, is the PD appointed, Your Honor?
Yes, provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
Have a good day.
That should be everyone that we have today in the Osceola Corrections Facility. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm gonna have to rush out to the next. Yes. Sorry to just rush out.
One that you didn't find PC on.
Question about.
What? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who struck who first.